sex robot was repoed. Hey nerds, this is Between Nerds. I'm Aldo Mendez. I'm here with my co-host, Drew Elias, and our friend, second timer in the podcast, Jacob Banuelos. How's it going, guys?
Hello. Like Aldo mentioned, my name is Drew Philip Elias. Welcome back to Between Nerds podcast. This is episode, 73, 74?
I believe it was more than that. Dude.
76. I don't even know anymore.
78, I believe.
And we have back the god of locals himself.
Oh my god.
Jacob Banuelos, the owner of TCG Battleground out here in El Paso, Texas. What's up, friend?
I'm doing well. How are you guys?
I am glad that you are joining us on Martin Luther King Day.
That's right.
For an early afternoon podcasting session.
Man, it's early. It's
12:30. Super early. I'm already lit up on this federal holiday.
We are getting turnt. It is noon, but we are.
But it won't be new when you listen to this episode.
That's right. We are kind of accommodating each other's schedules this time. So.
Well, honestly, it's because Jacob's such a hardworking fellow. He's like...
I didn't want to say it. I said we are accommodating each other's schedules.
No. But like, for real,
we're not doing anything.
Jacob is a local small business owner.
Mm-hmm,
and he's looking to expand. And like me and Jacob were talking about it the other day. I'm like... The shop's only closed Mondays, right? Which is Jacob's only day off right now. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, you have all these other employees you trust, just drop off the key. And he's just like, no, listen, like, Jacob has this thing where, like, he's younger than me, but he always gives me dad speeches.
Oh, my God.
And he'll sit me down and be like, yo, like, you don't understand. You get what you get out of something what you put into it. So if I'm going to show up to the shop every day, try my best, put on the smile for these fucking dorks, like, I'm going to get that dork money in return. Like, I want my shop to be good.
Hey, fucking dork money is pretty good right now.
And first one in the store, last one out.
Absolutely.
But speaking of local stuff in El Paso, I mean, thank you guys for liking our hashtag Down for Nerds, right? Mm-hmm. And we haven't gotten any entries besides Ricky. Shout out to you again, Ricky. What else? Please use the hashtag in any original tweet so we can get some donations.
Yeah, like Aldo's saying, in an original tweet, Instagram post, or YouTube comment, please use hashtag DownForNerds. That's DownForNerds. In original tweet, Instagram post, or YouTube comment. And for every like and retweet, we will be donating to the Down Syndrome Coalition for El Paso. And... by using the hashtag, you will be entered into our January giveaway. We usually get some cool anime shit, tailor specific for the individual that wins.
And we might end up getting it at TCG Battleground.
I got the last one from TCG Battleground.
Nice.
I got the Bleach one.
Oh, you did? Did we ever get back from Mr. Goat?
No, Mr. Kurapika Goat on Twitter took his winning and just dipped.
Ice cold, bro.
Which is fine. You know what I mean? We're just out here. We give to charity. We buy gifts for people. Like, there's nothing in it for me at all. That we just have an excuse to drink on a Monday.
And we talk about anime.
And speaking of anime, today... we are talking about Plastic Memories. It came out in spring 2015. It is the love child of Naotaka Hayashi. He's the mangaka, and Naotaka Hayashi also was a lead animator in Darling in the Franxx and helped animate Steins Gate, the anime and the video game series.
So this anime also got a visual novel. And so as you were saying, this guy helped with Steins Gate, and Steins Gate is also based off of a visual novel.
Well, what I was reading is that, Plastic Memories is one season, 13 episodes. Mm-hmm. Hyper short. And the way, the storyboarding in the show feels, it feels like something they felt like they had a lot of time with. Because there's a lot of episodes that,
with bad pacing?
That not bad pacing, but don't move forward the plot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I'm watching How I Met Your Mother, or Friends, or The Office... granted, you have certain episodes that, whole stop, just move the plot, 10 steps forward. Mm-hmm. This is how that feels. Where, every third, fourth episode actually does something to the plot, and everything else is you just hanging out to the characters and learning more about the world. Mm-hmm.
It certainly feels like there's a whole world out there unexplored.
Mm-hmm. And that's what was disappointing, because in a given month, either, its third or fourth volume, it only sold 3,000 copies, which is nothing. Absolutely nothing. If Bleach, any given volume can sell tens of millions of copies,
Bleach is also a shonen.
It's also a shonen, and it's the biggest like publication in the world. I understand all that, but like something as cutthroat as like the Japanese business industry, especially when we're talking about manga and anime and how like to the point and how they'll work somebody to the bone just to cut that bottom dollar, like you not making your sales means you're like guaranteed to be canceled. And so when people are like, "Oh, when's season 2 coming?" because the anime was moderately successful, like in its given season. I was looking up things that came out in spring 2015. It was like season 1 of How to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon, Assassination Classroom was still on. There was a lot of like really big hitters out at the time. I do not remember anybody talking about Plastic Memories at the time, and it's not even like it's ranked badly. Like on myanimelist.com, it's in the top 200. It's ranked like 163. Has an average of like 7.83. That's not bad. That's not anything.
And I had fun watching it.
It's not great, but it's not bad. Sorry to interrupt you.
Oh no, go ahead.
No, that was it.
Yeah, and it's it just feels so. Don't get me wrong. The world building they do like in the first few episodes is great. I love like the character design. You know, it is obviously something we've seen before.
The character design is great. The character modeling in motion looks excellent. But like you are talking about the plot, Jacob. You wanted to describe to us the main plot to Plastic Memories a little bit?
So basically you have the humans and they call them Giftias, which are basically robots, and a Giftia's lifespan is approximately a little under 10 years. I think it's like 9 years, 4 months.
It's like 21,000 days or something, which I don't know why it was so hyper specific in the anime, but it's
no memory backups, no nothing.
Yeah.
And so these Giftias are designed to serve the purpose of whatever humans want them to. They can be vessels for whatever. If you want it to be
a live-in fake daughter,
a son,
a helper, a bodyguard,
a spouse, a bodyguard, exactly, a bodyguard,
a butler,
exactly,
and like. Character-wise, they all act exactly like humans. Like, you wouldn't know any of the Giftias introduced aren't human unless the anime is like, "Oh, you're a Giftia. Yes, I'm Giftia. Please, like, erase my memory."
And, like, in this future, like, in this world building that we're seeing here, like this is common knowledge. The people are just ordering...
You know what upsets me is that, like, even though this came first, just like, the way, like, different pieces of media were introduced to me, I remember being really excited like 3-4 years ago for Detroit Become Human, the PS4 game. This is the exact plot to Detroit Become Human, which is also the exact plot to, what's that Robin Williams movie where like...
Bicentennial Man,
where he's a robot who becomes progressively more human.
Dude, I thought about the same thing.
It's the same plot. Like, I can't not see every other robot servant becomes human lover story in all of them. Like, they're all like synonymous with each other to me. Like,
correct. But what the difference of this world is that they put you in this world that it's like it's almost like a mashup between like A Walk to Remember and Repo Man and like Westworld kind of shit. You know? And
that was also part of the plot to Westworld too.
but they put you in there, you know? Yeah, that is the plot.
That's the plot to Westworld.
And it's cool. I want to say it's cool because we have Tsukasa, a young man who is getting like a quick job, no internship, no nothing.
Freshly out of high school.
At this CAI or...
SAI?
SAI. And it is just a company that just develops robots and blank robots, and you put your personality in them.
I think he was given the job by his father.
Correct.
Right.
Like he knew the boss of the company or whatever.
His dad had the hookups, but he works in the office specifically called Terminal Service 1.
Right.
Which is like the repo service because if the Giftias have a very, very specific time span. It's like 21,465 days, whatever. Right. Like right under 10 years. Like,
we mentioned it earlier, and basically the reason behind it is, yes, we mentioned it earlier. They have a finite life expectancy.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why is because Giftias can only hold so many memories, and once they reach their finite amount, the 9 years 4 months, they start to become defective. they start going off the rails. They start wanting to kill, they start bugging, killing people, destroying things. And at that point, they're supposed to be repoed, brought back in, wipe their memories, and then they can be used for new purposes.
Did you ever see Repo Man? No, Repo Man is a movie with Jude Law and Forrest Whitaker.
Honestly, I feel like Jude Law was in a bunch of things like in the 90s and early 2000s that I never saw.
Really?
Like, I feel like I'm really supposed to care about Jude Law, but I can't remember the last time I saw a Jude Law movie.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It's a cool movie, bro. You follow these two guys that are repo men for a company that makes artificial organs, working organs that you lease, bro. Like, it's like, oh, you got lung cancer? You want new lungs? Well, it's like, a bunch of fucking dollars, and then you're just hooked into a contract. So people can't fucking pay them at some point, and these guys go and repo the fucking organs. And they remove your organs, like on the spot.
And that reminds you of this?
Yes.
Okay.
Because we start learning what this group of people do,
right?
And they go repossess the out-memoried fucking robot.
Half of the staff is human, half of the staff is Giftias.
Right, it's like a team.
Yeah, it's literally a 2-person team. Like one's a Giftia, one's a human. In episode 1, I feel like it's supposed to be really tear jerky, and I don't know like why it didn't hit me hard, but it's one about like I think it's an old couple.
No, it's a grandmother and
their son,
and her granddaughter, and her life expectancy on the granddaughter, who is a Giftia, is about a week. So they're the main character Sukasa and his new partner Isla. They're trying to get there about a week before to try and repossess the granddaughter, and what we're starting to realize is the theme of the series is that people are having trouble coming to terms with the fact that their Giftia,
the termination of the
Giftia, which obviously the people are not seeing as Giftias anymore. I mean, they're seeing them as real people. They're having trouble coming to terms with that their life expectancy is over. And so she says, get out, I don't see you. And then by the end of the episode, we see that the Giftia has come to terms with it. So, she tells the grandmother, and then that's where they repossess them. And I don't know how you didn't see it as emotional, because I thought it was
there's a lot of ritual to it, because like that's not even the first Giftia repossession we see. Like he's tailing, what's her name, the tsundere with the orange hair, and like
she shows him how it's done,
and the little blonde one. She's like, yeah, so all 4 of us.
Zach.
So it's this Giftia named Zach, this little orange haired girl named Michiru, and like they're like our main guy. Tsukasa is going to shadow them and see how the first repossession happens. Like, it's like what you're saying, like, the people don't want to give it up, but they kind of just, like, coerce them into it. Like, that's the whole point of their job, is to coerce people into giving up their Giftias so that it doesn't turn feral and start murdering people.
And that was a really good aspect about the whole thing.
I feel like the feral part was my favorite part. Yeah, it's, like, barely in the anime.
Yeah. I feel it, too.
So, they put them into, like, a literal terminal. Like, they're like, okay, you're giving up your Giftia. They attach a ring to them, and then the Giftia that's in the process of repossessing, like, will like touch fingers with them, and like it wants it to feel like a really sentimental, like, close moment, like you're putting somebody down or something.
Right.
From one Giftia to the other, I'm just like, yeah, I'm just gonna non-painfully just murder you real quick, friend. And I think the ring on the middle finger is a metaphor. It reminds me a lot of like a promise ring almost, because part of the major issues that Tsukasa starts having is that you can repurpose like the Giftia after you like erase their memories and reload their database, whatever the fuck. So he starts becoming obsessed with trying to get Giftias with eraser memories to remember. And I feel like the promise ring's a metaphor for that, because it's like promising that like you'll see them again, promising that like you'll reintroduce yourself, at least in later Giftia scenarios where they want the Giftia to remember who they are. That's how it came off to me.
Only a couple times, because Isla tells every Giftia that she wipes clean. She says, I hope one day you'll be reunited with the one you cherish. And so it's not so much that he wants them to remember as it is for both of them to be reunited. I know it sounds kind of like
your metaphor sounded better than mine, but
Right.
like the ring's still totally a metaphor, right?
Right.
That's all I was trying to get across.
Mm-hmm, definitely.
And I don't know. Like, I get why it would be sad. But I think part of just, like, me and my trolling nature, especially at the time, like, I've cried over anime before. Me and Aldo have cried over an open mic for this podcast before. Like, the first time we watched, Your Lie in April. Like, we were just, like, bawling for, like, 5 whole minutes on an open mic,
Right.
bro.
Your
Like,
Lie in April is tragic, truly.
this
But-
doesn't feel tragic.
And
this doesn't, like...
I want to get Aldo's opinion before I say anything.
And in 12 episodes, they try to do that very, not quickly, but at a weird pacing. It's just a weird pacing how they go about it. Because you are right, Jacob. The scene with the grandma and the granddaughter, it is tearjerky. It is like, I do feel something when I'm watching that. But it's... I got put on into a world that I've seen before, like, to as far as the whole robot falling in love with the robot thing. And I'm like, oh, okay. I know where this is going. And I kind of was able to have fun and just enjoy, like, what it was trying to put across.
I think a part of me tried to take it seriously for too long to the point that, like...
I lost that immediately.
I never lost it.
Yeah.
Even it's literally the last episode. I'm trying to take it seriously, and like it sounds like you had a much better week than I did because
I just watched it.
You just watched it, but for me, I have to like hyper analyze everything and every scene. I'm just picking apart. That character reminds me of an Evangelion character. That character reminds me of Detroit Become Human. Like everything reminds me of everything else. Like if you were to ask me what makes Plastic Memories original, I couldn't tell you. And I don't know if that's not because anything's there. That's not me picking apart saying there's nothing original. I didn't see it. Maybe I'm just the blind one here.
And this is when we start talking about the topic of like repoing these people. Because that's, if anything, if I can find anything really cool about this, is that you have to get this fucking robot out of there before it just turns feral and wild. They call them wanderers.
Which was also the plot to Detroit Become Human.
But like
but that's the heartbreaking thing about it.
correct. So
is
we
that,
have this little granddaughter talking. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. That was basically it. Is that's like the heartbreaking thing about it is you find yourself in a situation where it's like all the things are against you. You have to do it not only because it's like, you know, all these people are telling you to do it. You also have the moral obligation to do it, and you know you have to say goodbye. Blah blah blah. And so,
in a certain way, the character writing in Plastic Memories reminds me of the character writing in a movie we saw last week called Ninja Scroll, the 1993 version of Ninja Scroll, 95, whatever, where I gave have you ever seen Ninja Scroll? It's this hyper gory, grainy 1990s straight to VHS, like crazy fucking batch. Like if Naruto was like rated TV, like
super old school Samurai Champloo,
but
vibes.
like even like rapier and even gorier, like. And one of my critiques in that was that it felt like one of the works where like the writer has characters before he has a plot. So he's just like, oh, that's a cool idea for a character. That's a cool idea for a character. That's a cool idea for a character. And then he tries to deconstruct the plot around the characters. So now you just have a bunch of random characters loosely tied to each other, right?
right, he tries to do too much.
Right. And in Plastic Memories, I see a lot of that. I see like the beginning of ideas of a plot, which is like what we've been describing, like the tragedy of losing like somebody you're going to fall in love with. And also like he has very cool, like flamboyant, not even flamboyant, just really like standout character models. Like I think they're just really solid character designs a lot of the time. Like bright orange hairs, bright red hairs, all with very distinct personalities, and seem like if this was an RPG, you would want to waste time on the subplots being like, what's this person doing? What's this person's backstory? What's this person's backstory?
Well, it does have a visual novel, so
Yeah, well, okay, yeah. But in an anime format, I don't feel like that translated correctly.
Right.
Because now I just have all these characters loosely tied to each other, and now I don't know enough about each character.
I can't tell you what anime I'm thinking of, but when I saw this, I'm like, man, it's really becoming a little tropey scene of like, when it comes to rom-com kind of anime, that all the different personalities, it's a part of how he should be.
What?
Or not be. You get me?
No.
Like, so like the really fit guy, he seems to me like the most kind of like level grounded kind of person.
Okay.
And then we have like the kid, and then we have like the horny guy, and then we have the boss. Like all those different personalities is what's battling in between, like inside our main character.
You know what? I think that's really fucking smart, bro. Because I didn't even think about it like that.
Because he has the kid who's immature. He has like the fit guy, you know, husband guy that is like really well situated. You know, we have the boss who is like a bad dad to his daughter. Mm-hmm. We have the horny guy. You know what I'm saying?
It's almost like the ghost of Christmas Future, like you know what I mean? Like, if you fuck up a little bit, you're gonna be this weird, lonely, horny guy that's always at the bar. Mm-hmm. If you fuck up in another direction and like you have a family, but then you disassociate from your daughter, then you're the boss. If like I can see that, they're all like cautionary tales for this young impressionable 18-year-old. Like,
because everybody in this office is like involved in this too. You know, on our couple here, who is Leah. No, I mean,
Isla, silent S.
Isla, and Tsukasa. Mm-hmm. And it's weird. It's weird because as you're watching it, you're like, wow, all these people are really involved. And the only way it made sense to me is like, okay, this might be his
support system. It's like his
family.
Spectrum
of what makes him like his fucking
his spectrum.
personality spectrum. You know?
No,
like,
I got
mm-hmm.
it.
And I don't know. It just makes sense. Oh, he's dealing with his horny self right now. Oh, he's dealing with his, you know, down to earth self right now. I don't know.
And that's what I kind of agree with you, and I still feel like it wasn't fleshed out enough because
no,
like,
it wasn't.
What's like the most groundbreaking 13 episode anime we've seen in the past like year? Odd Taxi, right?
Odd Taxi was
like
insane.
Odd Taxi is just flooded with so much context and information
and lore and tiebacks.
Oh my god, it's so tightly compact in this amazing like 13 episode format. Plastic Memories, I don't think it's a fault to them because it feels like a choice. Like, it is clearly storyboarded that it wants it to be super spacey.
They're completely different anime.
You're
trying to compare like I don't even know how to say it.
It's like
an anime that's like really deep to an anime that's super. Like, Plastic Memory is super slow.
But I
emotional, like they're completely different.
I think the only thing I'm trying to say is it felt like it was slow on purpose, not in a bad way, but that it felt like it would have had more time to flesh it out, and we never got that. And I think that's what hurts it.
It's a for what it's worth, it's a short 13 episode seasonal anime. Mm-hmm. It never got the chance, and for what it's worth, even sometimes when you're watching it, 13 episodes feels a little long.
But then I feel like the story was done, though.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, the story was done. If we're looking... If every season was something like American Horror Stories where they take every season to a different world, maybe, like, if that was going to be season 1 of Plastic Memories, the story there was done. So if they would have taken something, like, to another story, maybe in the same world, but a different story of, like, this Giftia and this human... Like, that would have been good.
And this is the kind of anime that they could do, like, that could be something like that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. But I do understand you. Even though I had my brain turned off, this 13 episode anime did feel like 24 episode anime.
I wish I had that feeling. I don't know. No, like, I tried hard.
No. And what I'm saying, like, as far as the pacing, like, instead of having something compact in 12 episodes... It felt as long as a 24 episode, not as well flushed.
I think it's very strange. The same feeling you guys got with like Your Lie in April with the emotional and stuff like that. Obviously, I got the same way.
Are you going to tell me you don't like Your Lie in April?
No, I wasn't going to say that.
Oh,
I got the same feeling. I think it's one of my favorite anime. You know, I love Your Lie in April. I was very emotional in that, but I felt the same way watching this anime.
How many episodes was Your Lie in April?
22.
22.
Yeah.
So it got like the full.
Yeah, you got the full thing,
the full treatment.
But I felt the same way watching this anime. The last episode of this anime, it had me very emotional. Mm-hmm. When they're on the Ferris wheel,
and
when he takes her down, I mean, like when he brings her down and he's talking to whatever the red haired girl's name is,
Kazuki.
Yeah, Kazuki, and she tells him, I'm proud of you. You were good right till the end, and just it had me like in tears. I mean, I thought it was very well executed.
It's I'm glad we're talking about the ending first, because the ending, I feel like for me, was the most melodramatic part, because like I'd already seen it before. So like there's this reoccurring theme about liking the amusement park, not liking it for the rides or the food all that much, but Isla has this thing where she people watches.
Yeah, she likes the people that have a good time being there.
Right. So the issue when Tsukasa and Isla start dating / not dating / will they, won't they / it's gonna happen, guys. It's really gonna happen.
They become partners at work, and they are now living with each other.
You know when like anime does that thing where they're like, oh my god, will they hold hands? Oh my god, they're gonna do it.
I hate that. I hate when anime writing is such a bunch of virgin pushing shit, bro. I hate that.
I feel like that's where I have the most fun, because I'm watching this anime, right? And my girl and my son are around in the living room.
For context, everyone in this conversation is in long-term relationships, right? Like Jake was married. Like although as a whole ass kid, I live with my girlfriend. Like,
and I'm watching this, and like when those moments come, I know they're cheesy and shit like that, but I'm just like, for my girl, I'm like, oh shit,
they're gonna hold it.
They're gonna hold it.
Karen gets mad at me because I do this thing when watching anything. It'll be anime. It'll be fucking Euphoria. It'll be watching Peacemaker at HBO Max. Like I'm always like, suck his dick. Like anytime like a girl comes on a guy, I'm just like, suck his dick, whip out her tits. Just do it.
No, my wife and I will watch anime together, and then like a cute scene will come on, and then like their hands will accidentally touch, and my wife and I will be like, ooh.
His wife, bro.
My wife and I will be like, oh, did you see that, honey? Oh my gosh, did you see that?
And for context, like me and Aldo love sappy anime. You know, like last February we did a whole month of just crying over an open mic, just watching sappy, watching sappy shit. Like we watched. I want to eat your pancreas.
That was weird.
I
love that anime. That movie is so good, bro.
What else did we watch?
It's one of the saddest ones I've seen.
Kaguya-sama, Love is War.
That one's so funny.
It's funny. It's hilarious. Just the
watched.
Chin episode.
Yeah. Bro, you know Diego, obviously. Yeah, he works in my store.
Rent a Girlfriend and...
Hold on, just real quick.
Rent a Girlfriend
Diego has made this claim that Kaguya sucks, and that, what's her name? The fucking pink hair girl.
What's Diego's last name?
No, Chica.
Oh.
Chica is carrying the weight of that franchise with her rack.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
She's carrying the weight of that franchise with her.
So we're talking Diego Arzate.
Arzate.
Your compatriot at TCG Battleground?
Yes.
Employee number 1?
Don't let Brandon hear you say that.
00001.
But so like that's the vibe I'm telling you at Jacob's shop. It's literally just like 5 nerds sorting Yu-Gi-Oh cards to send out in the mail. Watching anime and actively discussing anime.
That's
all day.
That's all we do all day.
That's funny. No wonder you spent so much time.
Just eating wings and shit.
Yeah. That's what we did yesterday. We watched the new AOT episode. But before we watch the episode, we'll be like, hey, let's order wings.
These nerds pregame like anime premieres. That's what I'm telling you.
That's what
like
we do.
there's also a WB Lakers 4 doors down.
It's like right there. Like
they randomly pop in and just pop back in. Oh, let's watch this episode, guys.
Bro, Abraham, David Cisneros, he'll just come in and he'll bring like shots and we'll just do. Anyway, I can't be saying that.
This is TCG Battleground.
I can't be saying that too loud.
So
hey, stop by TCG Battleground.
Yeah, please.
Sell us
1700 North Zaragoza.
Sell the singles.
Sweet one.
What was I talking about?
Or buy from us online.
I'm talking about the fucking Ferris wheel scene.
Oh yeah.
So she people watches and like she reminds me of nerds because it's like somebody so like emotionally inept, like so socially awkward that she has to, her only human experience is like going to the amusement park to sit on the bench all day and watch how normal people interact.
And that's how the episode starts. She starts going to the bench, you know, she loves that bench.
Mm-hmm. And this is where like her and her previous partner Kazuki, who's the current like manager lead of like the repo district, like of their office, she's number one girl of terminal service core 1. She's like the head girl in charge, and she has history because she was Isla's partner for like 9 or so years. Like when we're introduced to Isla, she only has like a few months left in service.
I think she was her partner for 7 years, because 3 years before that she was her partner, and they went out on a mission to get the other girl's dad,
Michiru.
Yeah, and then they failed on the. They did something wrong on the mission because Michiru was trying to protect her dad because her dad was, it's not her real dad. Her dad was like a giftia,
right?
Her caretaker.
She was an orphan, basically,
right? But she didn't want her dad to get repoed, and then they went to go get her dad, and then the mission went awry, and then.
Is it a rye or a ray?
Or whatever, it doesn't matter. Bro, we've been drinking. And then her the red haired girl's leg got chopped off because Isla.
Oh, he got chopped off. I thought it got broken.
No, it got she got it
amputated.
Yeah, amputated.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Because of something Isla did.
So the scene in question has a lot of imagery because it's not only in an abandoned church, but like Michiru's like Giftia father was seen as like a very wholesome, like quiet. He's a Giftia, he's a robot meant to.
Bro, they can be whatever you want them to be,
and that's what I mean. Like he's so soft-centered, and then they start showing like that double face kind of dynamic where it's just like this super soft guy turns into a monster. Like you forget they're made out of metal because they're literal fucking robots. He's like hundreds of pounds, and he's just like throwing away people with whole ass military gear. And I literally thought he broke Kazuki's leg because the scene where he's going feral, it looks like he's gonna hurt Michiru. So the goal of Terminal Service 1 is just to protect like the civilian, the person in this instance, right? So like she's trying to like fight off the Giftia, trying to get him off her, trying to like protect the girl. She gets like knocked down, falls. His like 100-pound leg, body, whatever, like smashes down on her leg. I thought it was just broken. I didn't realize this whole time it was.
She has a fake leg.
Yeah, she has a fake leg.
She has a fake leg.
That's wild.
She's always wearing pants.
That's wild. And they use that.
That's why she's no longer. That was the after that her.
That's
and
why
Isla,
she's not in the field.
And she's all no longer part. Her and Isla are no longer a team.
And this is where again it goes to me to the vibes of Ninja Scroll that we're getting a lot of introductions to a lot of like world building possibly, but we never get it. So right here in this job, like they are tracking down.
Me and Aldo like to be pandered as anime enthusiasts. You have to flesh out your story.
I get it. It's hard to do in 13 episodes.
I agree.
And so for this job, you have a team of a marksman and a spotter. So it makes it seem like they are training to be prepared for these robots to go feral or to go wild or wander or whatever.
I think the word they use is feral.
You know what I'm saying? And we get an introduction to this because not only after like episode like 3 or something or 4 like that, where Kazuka is actually like a member of this team, they partner him up with Isla. And Isla has this whole like training montage, but she can't do good because all she's been programmed to do is serve tea.
And also, can I talk about the fan service with Isla a little bit? Because when she's introduced,
Let's talk about it.
When she's introduced in episode 1, right? They're trying to get that little granddaughter or whatever. She's running away, whatever. One of the Giftias that they're trying to scoop up is running. Plastic Memories, at least in the anime, likes to do this scene a lot, where the girls are always bending over for something, and the camera always instantly, for like a full second, will just be panned right behind their ass.
Okay, have you ever bent over for something in your life?
Right, but I don't imagine a camera like directly behind me.
Bro, but if there was a camera behind you, that is what it would look like.
Why does the camera have to move only for those instances?
But it happens so much in the anime
Always,
that
bro.
good scenes happen in this fucking angle. Like, in this,
Drew, let me ask you a question. I got a question.
Like in this angle, you get like dialogue and plot development, and you're like looking at this angle.
Stop.
All right, Aldo, let me ask you a question.
So it turns into an art almost at the end.
Aldo,
I'm
let me
sorry.
ask you a
Yeah,
question.
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Have you ever bent over in your life?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
I have. I did it twice, probably this morning.
If there was a camera behind you while you were bending over, and it was there to capture you while you were bending over, we would have good imagery.
Yeah. Yes, it would.
So, it just so happens that while these anime characters are bending over, we have a camera there. We have the technology.
But why?
No, we have the technology.
Like in literally.
So since we have the technology, we're going to use it.
Like, one of the very first episodes that they start, like, sexualizing Isla, which, like, she's a lolly character. Like, if you know what anime is, like, it's the term lolly is based off the famous English novel Lolita, which is literally about, like, child sex slavery. So that's where the term lolly comes from.
They're robots. They can't be lollies.
And see, but when the anime...
They are 1,000-year... they are 1,000-year gods.
Y'all finish your points, because I have a point.
When the anime is trying so hard to make me be like, but she's a robot, I'm like, no, bro. It's like, don't push it that hard.
It's because they even talk about how her modeling as a robot is shaped to be like a lolly. Like, she's shaped like a small... like a short, small-breasted, like, she's childlike, you know what I mean? Literally, in the first, like, 3 episodes, when they start introducing the idea of, like, oh, Tsukasa, you're falling for Isla, blah, blah, blah. He's like, no, I'm not a lolly-obsessed pervert, blah, 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 blah.
A lolicon?
Yeah, they literally they use the word lolicon. That's the word I was trying to remember.
But then they're like, it's okay. It's okay.
I hate that, bro. I hate that with a passion.
Katsuki, right? The red-headed boss?
Yeah.
So we know that, because of what we were talking about from the end, that she used to be Isla's like partner. So in the beginning episodes, like Katsuki is very protective of Isla,
right?
And he even pins fucking Tsukasa down. Is like, "Are you a fucking lolicon? Like, tell me now, you
no,
bastard."
I'm not a lolicon. I swear.
I'm just a loser.
But see, that's what I mean. Like, it's not fan service, but they sexualize it every opportunity they get. Ooh, that character's bending over. Move the camera over there. It'll literally be a scene of Isla jumping over like a window ledging, and she'll be about to jump, and like the camera will pan down with her ass bending down so that she can jump over the railing.
Drew, if we have the technology, we're going to use it.
But why, bro? Like, it wants to be high class 1 second, but then it's like, oh, we're not opposed to smut. Here you go.
I see what you guys did here. You put me on the No Game No Life episode. You put me on the Plastic Memories episode.
Choosing these, You chose both of those. I said I wanted to talk with Jacob Banuelos on an open mic.
I get
You said these are my only options.
I said put me on the Attack on Titan episode. I said put me on any other. I said put me on the Steins
episode.
Yeah. That's exactly what I said. Remember? I'm sorry. I like my girlfriend more than you. No offense, Jacob.
Drew said
I can put it now.
Drew said I can put you on the smut episode or I can put you on the smut episode. You choose.
Because like there's certain characters that are introduced too, like Eru, that are like every time they're introduced on scene, like their tits are just jiggly. Like we're in a future where we get magical robots and like
it's
whatever.
Fun to watch.
But like bras don't exist in the workplace.
We're in the future. We have the technology.
Bras are not invented.
No. Bras. We have the technology where there are special kinds of bras
that let the jiggling happen, but still support.
Yes. You're understanding now.
Okay. I just got to learn something.
Yep.
Just recouping on the fan service discussion. Like it feels like fan service in the term of like fan service, like the literal definition. Like we are giving you this hyper, like sensitive, air quotes mature kind of like story. But we're gonna pepper it in with some fan service.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, tell me.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how bad's the fan? How good is the fan?
How good is the fan service? It's like a 4. It's like a 4. That's what I'm saying. It's not like, prevalent.
If 1 is like, I don't know, you're lying April, no fan
service at all.
And a 10 is like
High School DxD
or High School of the Dead.
Yeah.
And like
it's like a 4. It's like it's like a 4. Like I'm not saying like it's everywhere, but it is there.
But it's not as bad as No Game No Life, right?
No, definitely not.
And it's not like so it's a 4.
No, yeah, and it's that's what I was saying. Like it reminds me of like '90s fan service that is just there.
Yeah. It's just like, oh, here's Bulma's tits for a second. Here.
Just kidding.
Oh, just kidding. Like,
we're not gonna talk about it.
Yeah, we're not gonna talk. We're not gonna acknowledge it.
Yeah.
Even though like a really big part of Plastic Memories becomes for like 3 episodes. Like there's like this 3-episode stint where it's like, will they, won't they? Everyone's in the office wants them to fuck and like get together because
it's so weird.
Because what you were talking about earlier, Aldo, that we didn't even like go over is that like the partners, the marksman and the fucking other one,
the spotter,
the spotter
and the
marksman,
yeah.
they part of like the terminal service thing is the partners end up living together. Because, like, that's how they're going to grow a connection, and that's how they're going to capture Giftias better. Not questioning that. I'm not that makes sense. Sure. Okay. So, like, but at a certain point, everyone in the office is like, yo, I heard you like Isla, elbow nudge,
nudge.
From everybody. Literally like, it's the manager, it's their boss, it's their boss's boss, it's like the coworker that trained them, Michiru. It's literally all
Everybody
the Giftias. Everyone's just like,
Accounting,
yo, are you gonna fuck that lolly robot? Are you gonna fuck the lolly robot? Like,
yeah, dude, and the vibe that we get from the training and stuff like that, you are. Because when we first talked about the grandmother and the granddaughter, is like you have to get these people, you have to get these robots, in time because something will happen, but we don't know yet. So then we get this introduced to my point, rehashing my back point that this anime gives you like certain plot points that they never really like flush out. Is that okay? Now we know that like Isla and she trains to be a better officer to encounter a feral Giftia, right?
Right. That's the marksman's job.
Yes.
And it's, because it's not the spotter's job, it's the marksman's job. And the spotter's job is kind of like to oversee.
You're just the human spotter.
And then this 12 episodes, I wish I would have seen more of that. I understand that there's a rom-com, like a romantic,
not even a romantic,
anime.
Not even the comedy
Not
aspect.
even the
It's
comedy.
all romance.
Well, it's kind of comedy-ish at some points, but not.
It's
not,
mostly just romance. Yeah.
So I wish I would have seen more of that, because if anything, right here we start to meet another client to this fucking monopoly of fucking robot selling. Of
it's
this
a metaphor
big sister,
for Apple.
Yeah, of this big sister who is the caretaker of her little brother, right?
Right.
Which is Satua.
So it's
Satua and Marcia.
So it's the exact scenario as like the Michiru one, which we already described, about like an orphan basically being raised by a Giftia. And this one, I'm torn on this one too, because like Tsukasa and like he's so hypersensitive. He doesn't want to take this boy's Giftia away. You know what I mean? It's just like this robot raised this boy and like is his main caretaker. It's his mom. It's his babysitter. It's all of these things. But when they try to repo her, like she like describes and the kid describes like, oh, she's doing everything for me. But the kid's like, he's an angsty preteen. He's like, no, just take her away. If you gotta get her away, just do it. But so.
She never loved me anyway.
Yeah, so she's just a robot anyway. She gives a shit. He's the biggest hard ass in this whole fucking anime, bro. He's like a fucking 9-year-old boy. So, like Tsukasa not wanting to strip this emotional attachment, starts doing everything that the robot would do, like bakes him a birthday cake and starts cooking him dinner and goes grocery shopping for him.
But you're putting it lightly here, because
that's literally what happened.
No, hold on. You're putting it a little bit lightly, because the reason
I wouldn't say harshly.
No. He's saying it very vaguely. Because,
vaguely.
Because right here, when Sakusa and Isla show up to repo this robot Marcia, which is the caretaker of this little boy who will become an orphan once she leaves.
He's already an orphan, bro.
No, I know, but like she doesn't have the big sister that she's always known, you know. But so right here, like the kid is being a dick. What is it, Asura or whatever his name is? Asura. He's been a little dick because he wants to repress those fucking memories, and she's like, nah, fucking take her away. She never loved me. She's a fake ass robot. And
which she is.
Hold on, but then Marcia. I mean, the whole point of this anime is that these robots can feel human emotion.
Okay.
So Marcia is like, you know what? The last time I saw him very, very happy is when he ate this fruit tart that he helped my mom with. And that's why they make this fruit tart for him, because she finds the recipe like in a photo album and stuff like that. And she wants to part ways in good terms, just like the granddaughter to the grandma, which is a reverse role in the Giftia and the
Right. I got
You
you.
know?
I got you.
And I don't know. It's just it seemed really cool. But then at the beginning of that episode, we start hearing that the agency is hunting for weirdos that are stealing the robots.
Which seems pretty realistic.
Yes.
Yeah.
People like this would exist.
Absolutely.
It's super scummy because it's like they try to model.
Wait, hold on. Scummy people exist?
A lot. Which is why, like, when me and Aldo were talking about what's the one about like the psychic girl that's adopted by a mobster? Is it
Hanimatsuri.
Hanimatsuri? Hanimatsuri
is great.
Hinamatsuri.
Hinamatsuri.
Thank you. Hinamatsuri has like this thing where a lot of animes that irk me are because they're too childish. Which, like, I'm not their audience a lot of the time. You know what I mean? Like, I've been watching anime for what, like 20, almost 30 years.
You mean like every shonen ever?
But I still like most shonen.
Okay.
That's not what I'm trying to say. Like, it's like the ones that want to be adult that can't be adult because they're not written for actual adults.
Okay.
That they're clearly written for 12-year-olds.
Yep.
Like,
Gotcha.
like for me,
Hinamatsuri is an older crowd.
Hinamatsuri is an older crowd. It's literally about an orphan girl that was taken by the government for her psychic powers. So it's like the plot to.
I believe the correct term is like from shonen is made for young adults, and then is a seinen.
Seinen, yep. Mm-hmm.
Which is for old adults.
So if it's a seinen, it has one of those plots where it's like it's adults acting like adults while also through the lens of a child, being like, I'm still judging everything you're fucking doing, but like the adults are still acting like adults, right? So if he's a mobster, he's still going out to the strip club, he's still hooking up with hookers, he's still like going to bars, he's still shooting at other mobsters, like all that shit, people. Right? The thing about Plastic Memories is that it feels like it wants to be a seinen, but it has the sensibility of like what a 12-year-old thinks is deep.
Yes.
Because it's like,
I told you this. It feels like a Robin Williams movie.
Which isn't a bad thing. We
Yes.
love Robin Williams.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
That is not a bad thing. Mm-hmm. Like, what's the movie where about the poems and Robin Williams?
Good Luck Hunting. No.
Good Will Hunting. No,
What the memories? No, it's something Good Club.
It's English Writers Clubs or some shit like that. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Dead Poets Society.
There you go, Dead Poets Society.
So it's like Dead Poets Society. You know what I mean? Like, it's still all poems, all the time, super melodramatic, but like, it's...
I know exactly what you're saying.
Right, okay.
Yes, I get exactly what you're saying.
Put what I'm trying to say into context.
Yes. It's like... It's basically a shonen. It's basically like you want to take all the aspects of a seinen and you want to take it, but you can't show death.
But a shonen
you can't show strippers, you can't show drugs.
But a shonen is a young male audience.
Yeah. No,
this doesn't
it's
feel
teens.
like...
It's teens.
It's male, I believe.
You show what a teenage...
For boys.
Yeah, it's for boys and teenagers, but you can't show like... Imagine trying to draw or make like Berserk, the manga. Mm-hmm. Now try to do that for a shonen audience.
You couldn't.
It's impossible.
Right.
That's exactly what you're saying.
So that's what... Okay, maybe that is what I'm saying. Because Plastic Memories feels like it wants to be like this really, really, really adult storyline, but it's like... It has the emotional maturity of a 12-year-old.
Yeah. It's pretty similar.
So it's like... I wanted to like you. I really did. Like, I wanted to be invested.
Trust me, as much as I...
The middle... Sorry to interrupt you all.
Go ahead.
The middle of Plastic Memories is very... I understand. Like, what you're saying is relevant to the middle of Plastic Memories. The beginning, not so much. The end, not so much. But the middle with, like, the mob and the, these what was the word we said? Scummy. The scummy people.
Yes,
and,
yeah.
I feel like, to me, he picked with Marsha and, like, the people that are stealing the Giftias. Mm-hmm. Like, right there, it was like, oh, action-y? Oh, shit, they have guns? Oh, shit. Isla is, like, like working a sword here, and that was like my favorite.
That was tight.
Part
That was
of
so,
the whole fucking
so maybe
thing.
you're right, Jacob. Maybe I did want it to be a little more shonen because the most shonen-y aspect, like a literal shonen fight.
But Drew, when you're watching a shonen, how often do the main characters really die? How often do important characters really die?
But I was bitching to you literally on Tuesday, this past Tuesday, at Locals. I was sitting down waiting for turning to start, and we were talking about how I hate the immaturity in writing when it comes to shonen, right? I was like, I hate that there's so much fan service, but every character write-in is mildly asexual. And I was like, that drives me absolutely batshit insane. Because you brought up Black Clover, but my example was Fairy Tail. And you were like, oh, but at the end of Fairy Tail, they throw all the ships. You know who all the ships are, so you know they're hooking up. Whatever.
Right,
and that's supposed to be the big payoff there, right, bro? I am fucking almost 30. I've been watching anime since like 1994. I was born in 1993. Like, you cannot keep pandering me like this. Like, I'm not some grown-ass man that's out here actually, like, that has a girlfriend. You know what I mean? Like, and a lot of these are, like, 40, 50-year-old mangaka and writers and storyboard directors and actual anime directors. They're out here being like, nah, the average Japanese audience has the sensibilities of, like, a 12-year-old American man.
But then again, you have to take in consideration the difference between popularity in Japan and America.
And that makes me feel worse for Japan, though.
But then again, like, if young kids as fucking old as 6 years old that can read are already getting into the manga or, like, you know, written anime stories, they instantly would have a better grip on them or a bigger market within, like, teenage boys.
Which I get.
You know? But like, the ones that we get over here are the ones that we hear about. Not like
I think it's because I'll give shonens the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
Which isn't fair. You know what I mean? If I'm being this hypercritical, that's not fair. That I'm down to give Demon Slayer, One Piece, and, like, My Hero Academia the benefit of the doubt. I love My Hero Academia. Like, it's all over this fucking room that we're recording in right now. Yeah. But I get that. It's totally not a fair comparison by my part. But for me, like, a lot of the anime that I've been resonating a lot with are the anime made for adults in their 20s that feels like it's made for adults in their 20s. I'm talking Ataxi, I'm talking Agretsuko, I'm talking the fucking BoJack Horseman, like, cartoon, I'm talking about Hinamatsuri, I'm talking about, like, these are the ones that have been hitting with me a lot lately. Aldo, before we started recording, before you showed up, Jacob,
because it takes your maturity into consideration,
right? Like, Aldo,
you mentioned Agretsuko. A lot of people haven't seen it. It's so good.
It's amazing.
My wife, but the problem with Agretsuko, my wife and I watch it.
Okay.
It takes place outside of high school.
Yeah.
It takes and people are like, you know.
That's one of my gripes all the time. I'm like, can you please tell me a story outside of high school?
Yeah.
Aldo hates when I pick like a top tier anime and they're just in high school just because, you know.
Yeah, I know.
Like, before you showed up, like, Aldo was like, hey, this next week, let's watch Devilman Crybaby. Have you seen Devilman?
Of course.
Amazing.
I watched it
when
it
is
was,
that? Like
when it was seasonal. When it was seasonal and it was coming out, I love Devilman.
Like
Crybaby.
a literal 10, right?
I'd say a 9, but it's amazing. It's amazing.
It's fire. You know what I mean?
Gas.
Okay, yeah, like, it's fucking top tier kind of shit. They're just in high school just because. Just because.
See,
so it's another one of those.
The ending has like a Evangelion type.
I like it when it's not gonna be serious and they're in high school. That's fine. Like, Kaguya-sama, I love his work. I love that shit. That's just funny.
You watch Moist Critical?
No, what's that?
Critical. He's a YouTuber. He talks about how he hates, like, he watches a lot of anime, but he talks about how he hates that anime. He hates some animes because they take place in high school or middle school for no fucking reason.
For no reason.
No reason.
It'll be like I'm
literally. You watch what is it? Jujutsu Kaisen?
Yeah.
It takes place in middle school.
Yeah.
Why?
No, it's high school.
But why? It adds nothing to the plot.
No, I know.
Nothing.
That
to
was
the
one of
plot.
my gripes about it too.
You watch what's the seasonal one right now? Platinum End.
Yes. Yes.
And there's like
They're in high school just 'cause.
they're in high school, but there's like a middle school serial killer, and there's like a bunch of lewd scenes.
Well, that's why like
What does it add to the plot?
that's
It
why
adds nothing to the plot.
But see, this is why the really popular like lewd anime in Japan always have a mixed reception in the U.S. because like High School DxD, insanely popular in certain audiences in the U.S. Insanely
that's
popular in
different.
Japan.
See, in
What do you
High School
mean?
DxD,
What do you mean?
See, High School DxD, we watch at the store.
Okay,
So
but like
it's
you
different.
shouldn't. That's what I'm saying.
No, but High School DxD, being at high school, it adds to the plot.
Or High School of the Dead.
It's bad.
It's
bad.
The best fan service in animation probably ever for something that's not a hentai.
It's bad.
It's terrible plot. No,
High School DxD has an amazing plot. Yes, it does.
It's a metaphor.
Hold
it's a
on.
metaphor for
All right.
spitting his dick on different
One
women.
versus one. Tiebreaker. Aldo. What have you seen High School DxD?
No, yeah, I agree with Drew.
You don't like the plot of High School DxD?
No, it's just fan service.
Have you seen
the
you
plot?
haven't-
The
you don't
plot
like the
is
plot?
like I'm watching porn and looking at the plot.
But have you? What's the plot of High School DxD?
Just
What's the plot?
a guy trying to get into different girls.
No,
No,
but, like,
it actually has a fantasy plot.
Yeah, it has a plot.
He's trying to like defeat the fucking.
Yes.
It's typical shonen stuff. Just defeat the demon lord.
Yes.
Find my ultimate weapon.
Yep.
Through the inside of other vaginas. So I need to find
Yes.
the perfect vagina that fits for
One
my
of the-
sword.
one of the characters-
It's all phallic imagery.
one
It's
of the,
all phallic.
one of the
FLCL.
characters is literally named Orpheus.
No. That's a good comparison. FLCL. It's all phallic imagery. It's all like trying to fit into your fallacy into the perfect orifice. Like which orifice will unlock my purest potential and make me the best phallus that I can be.
FLCL,
It's a plot to FLCL. It's a plot to high school DxD.
but with by just super horny, which it doesn't make it any better.
We have never talked about High School DxD for the podcast, which I'd be down to.
Rachel once. Shout out to Rachel. She's been in episodes before, but like before we had her on, she was like, "Let's watch High School DxD," and we're like, "No."
We get one frequenting female guest, Rachel Eves, who she made us watch fucking Fruits Basket.
I love Fruits Basket.
Stop.
What are you talking about?
No, it's
Fruits
great.
Basket
It's
is
great.
so
It's great.
good.
It's great.
First season
And the most recent season.
I want to watch the movie. I want to watch the movie.
No,
I do wanna
this
watch
most recent one with the adaptation, like the most recent one they did,
Yes.
and the most recent season, it's so good.
I think it. Well, the thing that always picked me apart, that always upset me about Fruits Basket, is that it's transphobic. It has like a really 1990s Japan way of writing trans characters, even though it wants to have trans characters,
Okay.
but still writes them transphobic, which didn't make sense to me.
Okay, that's fair.
And season 2 more than season 1. Season 1 has that kind of format that me and Aldo were discussing, where we like a bunch of information all at once, compacted tightly as possible. Season 2 wants to be like, you know these characters, we're gonna give you the space to be introduced to them, which like it's not a bad thing. It's just not what I prefer.
Yes.
I think we're getting a little off topic.
We're super off topic. What are we talking about?
We're talking about the fan service.
we were still talking about the fan service of plastic memories.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, there is fan service of plastic memories. There's whole ass characters that like just have jiggling tits for no reason, and there's ass shots of every female character because they always have to lean over desks or over railings.
Because that's the preferred
just
view of
because-
Jacob Banuelos.
Yeah, right. So
That stuff is important to me.
what me and Aldo were talking about are probably my favorite part for sure is when it gets a little shonen-y. It gets a little sci-fi.
Oh,
like,
right. We were
fantasy.
talking about how
Marcia.
right, we were talking about how they can't go too far,
Right.
Because they can't show you as much as they wish they could about how shonen versus seinen and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you about everything, about everything you said, and everything you said about how 13 episodes versus fleshing out a whole series. Everything you said, completely agree. Everything you said about how just basically they can't get as gory as they wish they could have, as realistic as they wish they could have.
But where's the butt?
No, there is no but.
But
There really is no but. I mean,
But-
In every scene, we talked about it.
I do want to go over the scene that I fucking love. So, like, Marcia, the robot that they baked the fruitcake for the kid that's about to be an orphan kid, whatever.
Wait, what'd you call me?
An orphan kid.
No, that's not.
Marcia?
You call me a fruitcake? Oh, no, I'm just kidding. Never mind.
So, Marcia does go feral because, like, our main team here, Ayla and Tsukasa, and even Michiru was involved. They were all kind of just poking ass. Like, they were just like, oh, well, he's such a nice kid and she's such a nice robot. We're just not going to, like, take her.
And Michiru's been throwing the cheeks at Sakusa this whole time,
Can you explain this part for me? Because, like, you explained this better than I did earlier.
Where? When?
What? Describe Michiru throwing the cheeks for me, please.
So, up to this point, Sakusa is like... Tsukasa, it's been almost projected as this, like, oh, look at the kid trying to fall in love with a Giftia, and everybody's just helping him out. It's like, yo, bro, it's like, you're doing good, blah blah blah. You know, it's a great atmosphere for Tsukasa, but
everyone's actively encouraging him to, like, sexually harass at work Ayla.
But then there's this tsundere, and a lighter reddish-haired tsundere who's called Michiru, and she hates fucking newbies at work because they're ignorant, and that's why she doesn't like them. But she, throughout the whole season, she's been, like, getting infatuated with him. She's been getting, like, shy around him.
Isn't she, like, younger than him?
Michiru? No. She's like 19.
No, I think she's 17.
Is she 17? Don't say that.
Yeah, I think like she has like superiority over him, but she's
she is 17.
Yeah, she's younger than him.
But okay, so then why is she the one training him?
Yeah, because she has superiority over him.
Yeah, she knows what to do.
She's been there longer.
Honestly, like, I wanted that ship to happen for like a while. There's like a good like half the season that I wish that ship would happen because, like, Michiru's not only an actual person and not a fucking robot.
Hey, don't be robotist.
but like, she clearly, like, understands what he's going through. You know what I mean? Like, so she's a tsundere, as in, like, she's a hard ass on the inside, a soft on the inside, like, usually attributed to female characters. Like,
Drew, I've told you this before.
Am I a tsundere?
Drew, I think I've told you this before.
I'm a tsundere.
I hate tsunderes.
So you didn't want this ship?
I hate tsunades.
You didn't
so
want
much.
this ship?
No, I never wanted it. I don't know what the type of dede that Ayla is. I think she's like a dundere or something.
I forget that there's different, like,
yes,
terms
there are different
kind of tsundere.
Yes, I was rooting for Ayla the whole time. I hate tsunades. They are the bottom of my tier.
Why? So you watch Evangelion and you're just like, oh
yes,
I hate the main character on the screen. That's not the boy. Oh no,
100%.
Really?
Yes, 100%. And you know what the worst part is? When I'm watching a new anime or any kind of anime,
tell me.
I know that the tsunderes are always gonna win. I hate it so much.
That's not true.
That's 100% true.
That's not true.
She doesn't win here.
No, she doesn't win here, but that's because she's not.
Name one tsundere wins.
You can tell by the amount of screen time they get. If they get as equal to or more screen time than the other girl gets,
in Rent a Girlfriend, the tsundere doesn't win.
Chizuru is a tsundere.
What? No,
yes, she's not. Yes, she
not.
is. Yes, she is.
No, she's
yes, she
not.
is. 100%.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it.
Yes, she is.
Tell me about
it.
it.
Hot takes here in between her.
We don't need to talk about it here.
We don't need to?
Yes.
I feel like you need to back up that statement.
Have you done a Rent a Girlfriend podcast yet?
Yes.
Okay,
absolutely.
Well, then never mind. I mean...
So you're telling me we just took, like, the wrong thing out of Chizuru? No, it's the blonde one. Mommy's
she's a yandere.
What are you trying to say to me, bro? Like, which means what? A yandere?
Or I think they call it a sadodere, which is like a sadist.
I don't understand.
Yeah, like a bro. Like I said, I've been drinking, so sadodere.
But like, what are those differences? Can you explain those to me?
Yeah, a yandere is very close to a sadodere, which is like a yandere wants to, like, fucking kill everybody to get to you. Which, like, a sadodere wants to, like, cause you misery, but still wants to be with you. A tsundere is like play hard to get. right? It doesn't matter. Look, it doesn't matter. The point is, Chizuru is 100% a tsundere.
I don't see it. It's because Chizuru doesn't believe she likes him, which it does not allude to a tsundere as in your description. She doesn't admit it. She doesn't realize her own feelings.
That's a tsundere. That's a tsundere. That's a tsundere. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Because you're describing a tsundere as somebody that's deflecting their feelings.
Yes, it is. Let me give you another example. Give me an anime you like. Go ahead, Aldo. Give me an anime.
I like Bakemonogatari.
That's a perfect example.
That's what I'm saying. I agree that there's tsunderes in Bakemonogatari.
That's a perfect example.
I've been waiting for you to get a Senjoku how to like figure in the story. Don't get me wrong.
That's a perfect example.
Don't get me wrong, bro. Like I like being abused as much as the next man.
All right,
don't get me wrong.
Next, Aldo, give me an anime you like. Don't think too hard about it. Aldo, you're thinking too hard. Go ahead.
I don't know, man. I mean, Gurren Lagann was pretty good.
She wasn't a tsundere in Gurren Lagann. She gave it up.
Okay. I could just name a few.
Nobody likes Naruto. Do not quote Sakura.
Sakura is like that. No, that's not a good example.
Nobody likes her.
Yeah, Aqua, not a tsundere.
No, Aqua's not a tsundere. She's just stupid.
Yeah. But none of the girls in Konosuba fit the trope.
Megumin is.
Yeah,
Megumin's a
tsundere. 100%.
Yeah, kind of.
She 1,000%.
And Megumin is best girl. So like that.
She's also 14, Jacob Banuelos. What the fuck are you telling me right now?
Oh my god. But 14 is like technically legal in Japan.
Stop.
14 is 18 in Japanese years.
Stop it. This was one of my main issues. Like the first time I ever watched No Game No Life, I was like, fucking stop. I understand she's 14.
No,
but stop.
No.
Like,
no.
No?
Shiro is 11. That's completely different. That is illegal.
Right?
Yeah, I don't agree with you.
Why did they loot her? Tell me that one, Jacob Banuelos.
No, we're not talking about our No Game No Life segment. You could ask
it was just fire. Go listen to it.
You could have asked me those questions then. You can't ask me those questions now.
So, what the fuck are we talking about?
I forgot.
Michiru.
Yeah.
So, I liked Michiru. I liked the Michiru, ship. I thought,
by the way,
would have been really good for him.
Michiru has her own manga, by the way.
Why?
In Plastic Memories.
Why?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, if I'm bitching about, fleshing out other characters, I'm glad Michiru got,
Yeah, she has her own manga.
Maybe she could get her own season then. Let's lobby to the studio. But what I was reading about Plastic Memories is that when it comes to the anime adaptation, 8 different companies have the rights to it.
Really?
Right. So that's kind of the issue. They it's like the Marvel Universe Sony thing where
with Spider-Man.
Yeah, they sourced out their material and then they wanted it back and they're like, "Come on, let us make this movie." And now you need Sony's approval for everything, which is kind of an issue because when it comes to Plastic Memories, you need 8 different bodies to be like, yeah, we're all gonna agree on this director with this writer with this wonder. It's never gonna happen. It's really not because the like I was saying how Plastic Memories didn't sell any volumes. That's
kind of the reason why.
That kind of hurt it because for the company that owns the rights to the manga to make any money, they need to start selling the rights to Plastic Memories, which fucked it for a season 2 kind of.
I mean, we're 7 years later and we still haven't gotten anything, so that makes sense.
Bro, I actively forget that 2015 was 7 years ago.
Bro, it doesn't feel it's surreal, isn't it?
When I think 2015, I'm like, yeah, that was just a couple years ago. That shit was fire.
Bro, I think about that about 2010. I'm like, yeah, that was just 5 years ago. Bro, no, that was 12 years ago.
We're old.
That feels like really old.
We're born in the 1900s.
And something else about Michiru is that we get this whole episode-long story with her and Tsukasa, where spoiler no spoilers, Ayla rejects Tsukasa when he tries to confess his love to her at a fireworks festival.
That was what episode 8, 9?
Yeah, 8, 9, typical anime shit. At a fireworks festival, he's
expect that.
Hey, I love you, blah blah blah. Oh well, I kind of don't love you, or it's.
Are you caught up in Rent a Girlfriend?
Yes.
Like the manga?
No.
Oh,
please don't.
Sorry, never mind.
Please don't.
Well, that was kind of a non-spoiler spoiler in itself.
Is it?
Never mind.
Oh, don't say that.
I'll just STF you.
So, she rejects him, but it's not that she doesn't like him. It's that she feels so uncomfortable around him that she can't be with him. It's one of those, like, she's such an independent bitch that, like, when you add, like, some dude she actively loves into the mix, then she's not her bad bitch self, so she can't be Isla.
Yep.
So that's why she doesn't want to be with him. And we get a whole episode where, like, Tsukasa and Isla as a team are living together, and, like, it's weird now because one rejected the other. So,
They separate them, right?
Michiru is kind of like, okay, well, we'll get Tsukasa into my apartment, we'll send Isla somewhere else, and, like, they don't have to hang around
With,
each
like,
other.
Zack, right? The other Githya?
Right. So, this is where I was like, this would be super spicy if Michiru gave, like, a confession of love to
my
Tsukasa.
God,
Right?
that's not gonna happen,
Bro, I
bro.
thought that the whole time. I was like, this would be the
because you like.
spiciest
This
thing.
is because you like tsunderes, bro. Bro, give it up,
Boo.
bro. Have you watched an anime called Nichijou?
Mm-mm.
It's another one where fucking it has tsunderes, bro. Fucking. Anyway, just y'all like tsunderes.
No,
just admit it.
no,
Y'all like
no.
tsunderes.
Don't get me wrong. It would work both ways.
Y'all like
And-
tsunderes. Just
and
admit it.
I am
It's okay. It's okay.
I am mad that he picked the 9-year-old robot.
Did you guys watch? How long have y'all been watching anime?
I mean,
fucking
forever.
30 years.
Did y'all watch? Oh my god. Oh my god.
What are we thinking of?
It starts with an H.
Hinamatsuri.
Hinamatsuri
is fire.
Stop with this. Just stop.
Have you seen Hinamatsuri?
Haruhi.
Oh, the Melancholy of Haruhi
Yeah.
Suzume. Honestly, that's in my top 3. It's been in my top 3 for like 20 fucking years.
It's one of my favorite anime of
Yeah,
all time.
it's really good.
All they
Do you love Haruhi?
Yes,
I
absolutely.
did
It's
like
literally
it.
been in my top 3 for 20
You
years.
love Haruhi
were
though.
you
The,
about to
the
say
character
like it?
Haruhi.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, she's a tsundere.
No.
No, absolutely
She
not.
is a tsundere. Stop this.
bro.
No.
Okay.
No.
So you don't know what a tsundere is?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I do.
Yes, I do. It's not Haruhi.
Stop.
What makes Haruhi a tsundere?
Stop. I don't need to go into
No,
this.
she's
No,
a
you
really
do.
nice girl. She's
Stop.
very self-centered, which is
And
not a
and
characteristic
she's
of a
unsure
tsundere.
about her feelings towards the main character.
That's never admitted.
Doesn't
That's never admitted.
Oh my gosh.
Like, that's fan fiction. Any context that Haruhi actively loves Kyo
It's
is fan
established
fiction.
in the first few episodes. She literally kisses the main character in her dream.
She feels weird about it when it happens because it is in a dream.
Oh my God.
She feels weird about it when it happens. She's never hyper consensual about it. He just kind of grabs her and forces himself on her, which is
And then he tells her, "I like ponytails." And then the next day, she wears a ponytail.
girls like attention.
Oh my god!
Listen. I don't know if you've ever interacted with a woman before, but women like attention. So it's not necessarily that she liked his attention to ponytails, but that she liked the attention that she got from him. Period. Which is not a characteristic of a tsundere.
No, absolutely. I agree with you. Absolutely.
Yep.
She's not Tsundere. Tsundere is Neon Genesis Evangelion.
What's her name?
Saku, no.
Asuka?
Asuka.
Yeah.
Did you know that he ejaculated on her hospital bed?
She deserved it. I'm just kidding. That was a joke. That was a joke.
Yeah.
I just don't like her.
Hot takes out here.
I hate tsunderes. I really hate tsunderes.
I only ejaculate on people I think deserve it. I think it's a compliment if I ejaculate on you.
Not
That was a joke.
even, not even the server.
For what
at
it's
least
worth-
consented.
Yeah.
For what it's worth, I hate 02. I hate I hate all tsunderes.
Now Ichigo was the best one from
Yeah.
Darling in the Franxx.
I hate
Ichigo is not a tsundere.
Vegeta.
He's not.
I hate Vegeta. I hate all tsunderes.
Nah, Vegeta's probably best soon today.
No,
Yeah.
no.
He had sex with Bulma.
Yeah.
He won.
He won.
And
That's
he
what I'm
feels,
telling
but
you.
he feels prideful about it.
But did he win? He's still chasing after Goku.
But he had sex with Bulma. I don't know what to tell you about that.
But that's a front.
Their child, the kid that's both of them.
It's a front.
No. I think Vegeta. What are we talking about? So Michiru was supposed to be the ship that I wanted.
No, it wasn't. It was never gonna happen.
She spends like a whole like episode and a half, maybe a whole 2 episodes, like kind of like pestering Tsukasa, being like, "Hey, you're such a pussy. Like, I kind of wish that you were more assertive."
We see this a lot in anime, where like you see the main ship that's gonna happen.
We see a lot of that in this anime. But
Yeah, when you see the main ship that's gonna happen, and then you see the side ship where like the girl, because you see that like she has feelings for Michiru, and she's pushing for him.
But
have you ever watched an anime called Clannad?
Yes,
one of my favorite anime of all time.
What?
You'll see, I love Clannad, and you'll see like characters that push for the main character to be with the character that obviously he's gonna be with.
That shit would make me so mad in real
But
life.
clearly, the other characters have feelings for the main character that they're pushing for the main character to be with, right?
No, I hear you.
Right.
I hear you.
Kyo, Ryo, right?
I hear
I'm talking about Clannad right now.
Yeah.
But really, all these characters that they're pushing for the character to be with, which is Nagisa,
Right.
they all have feelings for him.
Right.
That's what she's doing in this anime, Michiru.
Yeah.
We see this in a ton of anime all the time.
But what my point was is that there's this regular girl just like throwing the dogs at him.
Yeah,
know?
like she's kind of like she kind of half hopes that they don't end up together,
Right.
so that she can end up with him.
Right.
And it's one of those where
And
it's like,
eventually they won't end up together because her life expectancy is it's
like 30 days after the relationship's introduced.
Yes. So they have this whole Kazuki is telling what is it called? Tsukasa.
Yeah.
She's like, hey, your girl has 1,000 hours to
Right,
go.
she's got a finite amount of time.
Which
left.
is a month and like 3 weeks or like a week or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it turns into this like a walk to remember John Green kind of story. And I'm not hating on it. Like, I wish it was just that at this point, because at this point we're like past episode 7.
Can
maybe.
we talk about like the murder android scene, like in episode like 7 or episode
of course.
8?
Yeah, you were on that.
Like, this was probably the coolest part, because all of a sudden it turns into like this crazy sci-fi Terminator shit, where like the Giftia robot mother, older sister of like this child abducts a child and is like, I'm gonna kill him, like just goes absolutely batshit insane.
Because her memories hurt her.
Yeah, her memories hurt her, which is like a whole nother metaphor. It's like a lot of superficial metaphors just layered over each other, like, but they're so obvious, like it doesn't even feel like a metaphor. So, like, it's up to Tsukasa to be like, oh, but she was such a nice Giftia. I liked her so much. She helped me bake the fruitcake. She's such a nice girl. Like, I can't shoot her. So then, Isla, in the background, while already injured from the feral Giftia, like, has to try to jump in with her giant sword and, like, try to cut her. But it's up to Tsukasa to have the wherewithal to miss Isla, hit the feral Giftia, and, like, save the kid at the same time. So, this is, from here on out, like, episode, like, 7 out, I'm like, holy shit, is this what it's gonna turn into? This is gonna be fucking insane. This is gonna be the wildest anime I've ever seen in my life. And they turn it down, like, a millionfold from here on out.
A million notches.
It's not that kind of anime. It's a romance anime.
Right, but like for a second, I thought
still been a romance anime.
I told you early on, it's not. You asked me, is 13 episodes not enough? I said no. 13 episodes was too much.
Okay.
Right.
Yes, we can make the same argument.
Right. You said, I made one end of the argument. You made the other end of the argument.
It could be a FLCL 6 episode series.
Right. It's, because literally from here on out, like, episodes, like, 8 through 10 are Michiru and Kazuki and, like, everyone just trying to convince Tsukasa to, like, ask out Isla, right? So that they can go on an official date.
Will they? Won't they?
Right,
maybe
right.
they will.
Oh
maybe
my
they
God,
won't.
bro. That's, like, what it turns into for, like, a quarter of the season. And then immediately after that is like the rejection that I was describing earlier.
Oh my God, are they holding hands?
There's a confession.
Oh my God,
of love.
did they just touch hands?
And then the last 2 episodes, all of a sudden, like, oh, Ayla got guilted into dating Tsukasa.
No, she wanted to.
She did,
and she said she
but
wanted
she wasn't
to.
comfortable.
No, she said she wanted to. She told,
She
told
that,
the other guys she wanted to.
But she was never comfortable because, like, her whole idea.
She said she said in her diary, she's like, I want to, and then she told Tsukasa, she's like, I'm happy with you, spending time with you. Because remember, she made the omelet raisu.
Right.
She's like, yeah.
It's a classic manita sudada kind of relationship.
Right.
What
like
did you just say?
You know what?
So
you know what?
Do you know what the term means?
Hey, you know what? Google Translate. What's the direct translation of what he just said?
Do you know what that means? Manita sudada? No. Okay, so. And if you know Spanish, one of the idioms to like a manita sudada kind of a relationship, it's when, again, to your point, Drew, this seems like 9-year-old fucking emotional maturity because when you were young and like a girl, quote unquote, was your girlfriend, you never hold her hand, you never really like made a relationship.
Oh, you didn't? Sorry that I did all the Mendes.
Did you?
Sorry that I did all the Mendes.
Did you? Were you not like super scared to like even be in her presence once you guys were?
Hey, just because you're a nerd doesn't mean I'm a nerd.
Yeah, whatever. So that's what that term means. So at this point, this 18-year-old and this 9-year-old robot, which
stop, which we are
technically.
made.
I just want to get this out of the beginning. If she was a 12-year-old robot when she was made, and she's a 9-year-old robot, but she was 12 years old when she was made, that would make her a 21-year-old robot, right? Because she was 12 years old at birth.
12 plus 9 is 21.
Is 21. Okay.
Tell it to the judge.
We got it out.
12 plus 9 is 21.
Okay.
Tell it to the judge, Jacob.
Okay,
what I mean is that the relationship, once they become quote unquote official, is just like a manita sudada fucking relationship where like they both scared of each other now. When they were having such a good time just being friends.
See, I feel like, although like no offense, like sometimes I feel like you're so Mexican, like you're just making up terms because I'm never gonna be able to know. You know what I mean?
No.
Like I'm never gonna be able to fact check that, bro. Like
ask any Mexican.
I've never heard that in my life, bro.
A lot of people can relate to this when I say a lot of relationships start off with like they're just really nervous, you know? A lot of people are really nervous in the beginning of their relationship.
But not manita sudada level.
A lot of people are really nervous to talk. A lot of people are really nervous to hold hands.
Nerds, please hit us out. Between Nerds Podcast at gmail.com.
To do really... To think... I mean, obviously, you have a kid now. I'm married. Drew's in a relationship. You know, people are real... You know, to do the things that we think are really normal, people in the first hour, the first day, the first week of their relationship are... You know, mundane. You know,
we got fingers here.
Are mundane. They are, you know, struggling to do because it's really like embarrassing in the very beginning of the relationship.
Well, I don't know, like
so that's what they're struggling to do in their relationship.
Imagine giving head embarrassing like a day in the relationship.
Not everyone gives head on the first day.
Fucking nah, that's the wackest shit I've ever heard. Nah,
Drew, I will give you head right now.
Whoa.
Okay.
Whoa. I'm taking a step back.
But like, my point is, once this relationship,
if you like her, you should give her head immediately. That's what I'm saying.
And every day from now,
for real. Like, okay, Ayla is a hard.
Hold on. Let's go backtrack. If you like her, you should give her head.
Mm-hmm. For real. That's what's the mix up here? Yeah, If he liked Ayla as much as he said he did, he should be like, nah, we live together, pull your pants down now. I'm giving you head all night. God. That's it. We're done.
Gosh. But it just turns into like this like I don't want to see him.
I'm so scared of him.
What should I do? What should I do for him? Should I cook for him? And then he's like, what should I do for him? Should I whip it out?
You're so quiet.
Should I give him a bouquet of flowers?
Whack. the answer to all these relationship mishaps, especially in the beginning, is always head.
If a girl's nice to you, you shouldn't fall in love with her.
And give her head.
Oh, well, yeah, God. But give her head.
But give her head. That's the least she deserves.
Yes.
Jacob's apprehensive.
Oh my gosh.
Hey,
I'm realistic.
Some people are not into it.
Hey, I don't think you're giving enough head, is what I'm hearing. What the fuck are we talking about? So they fall in love, right? They eventually, like, last 2 or 3 episodes, they're like, okay, we like each other, we're together,
Which
whatever.
is a month and like 2 weeks.
Right. Which, like, again, hurts me that, like, this virgin. Like, Tsukasa is totally being, like, almost, like, abused by his coworkers, being like, yeah, hook up with the robot that's gonna die in 30 days.
And if at this point, if you didn't think that the people in your office were involved enough, they get more involved in this fucking second sequence.
They all hear when Ayla, like, turns down Tsukasa. Like, for the whole week, everyone's just like, Tsukasa, you alright, bro? I know you're a bitch. Like, I know that you're kind of a huge pussy and you were in love with her.
But I'm here for you. Bro.
Yeah, right, but I'm here for you. Like, imagine how terrible you would feel if the people you spent, like, 8 hours a working day with just being like, yo, like, that shit sounds terrible. You're such a pussy.
And they're having a work party, like, in their honor because they know one of them is going to get repoed soon and, like, technically die.
You do the same thing.
Yeah, I would if I knew somebody like that I work with, you know, but I don't know. It just turns a very different way of what I was expecting. This anime made me feel so many ways with their caretaker of Satua, or what was it, Marcia, and it made me feel a lot of things for the grandma and the granddaughter. But towards the end, it just feels like this whole, again, I'm gonna bring my point where everyone in the office is a part of Sakusa's personality, and they just all congeal together.
Yeah.
You know, at the end.
Like, when he's sad and disappointed that he got rejected, everyone in the office is sad and disappointed that he got rejected. It, like, but that doesn't even matter, because, like, an episode later, like, Ayla just gets, like, pressured into being in a relationship with him.
She wanted to, though.
She wanted to, but she got coerced into it, which is
into
literal
what she
coercion.
ultimately wanted.
But it's coercion. That is literally the definition of coercion.
But you knew where the anime was going.
I did, but it's still coercion.
No, yes, but like at this point, if you have to point it out, like why point it out if you knew that I was gonna end up?
I always say that this anime was like a slow train. Like, imagine that you are standing on the railroad tracks of a slow train hitting you, like
the slow love train,
like 1.1 miles per hour, and you can't move because you know what's coming. Right, and you can't move.
Right.
Because you know the ending. Okay. You know what's coming.
I got it.
You know everything.
I got it. I know it.
And that's why I was able to enjoy the anime. Because I knew what was coming.
You know what?
Maybe I take shit too seriously. If that's a fault of mine, I'm fucking sorry.
And I understand it. And I understand you, bro. Because at first I was like, oh, where's this going? And then I'm like, oh, I know where it's going.
And that's why I enjoyed it so much. Is because I knew exactly what was coming. And that's what made it hurt so much, is because I knew exactly what was coming. And despite that, the fact that I knew exactly what was coming, it just hurt so much. The ending was like so brutal. The way they executed it was so good.
Do you want to describe the ending for us, or?
Yeah, the Ferris wheel.
Okay.
It was so good. I liked it. I really did.
So Ayla, on her last day of being alive, air quotes alive, like before her memory needs to be erased, she goes to work. They set everything up. Her and Tsukasa do, and Kazuki's like, "Why are you here so early? What are you doing?" And she's like, "Oh, well, it's my last day. I wanted to spend it with my coworkers. Everyone's happy." And Kazuki confiscates her badge. And it's just kind of like, just go do whatever you want to do. Like, it's your last day, air quotes, alive, basically. So, Tsukasa and Ayla go to the amusement park.
Right.
Because that's where Ayla liked to be. And now that Ayla is, like, being pulled out of her bubble and is more social, with Tsukasa, she can, like, actually participate in Adventure World activities.
And really quick, what I want to point out, that the reason the carnival is so important to Isla is that she was the former partner of the one girl, Kazuki, and she dumped her. She got dumped pretty much from Kazuki, right? And that's why she is the anomaly of like the Matrix when it's like, oh, a robot can remember what she did her past fucking self.
Right. So, as the last episode continues, like Tsukasi and Isla like close down the park basically. Like they do all the rides, they get all the food, all the snacks, all of it.
Which, by the way, they do the rides, and Isla has not done the rides before.
Right.
Isla normally likes to watch the people. Isla normally likes to enjoy other people's enjoyment, which is not, Isla doesn't do the rides.
Right. So they the park closes basically, and Isla is able to convince like the worker for the Ferris wheel like to let them on.
Overtime, yeah.
So like they jump on the Ferris wheel, and this is like the big scene. That's a
flex move, though. That's a flex move. If you were at a carnival and you were like, "Yo, we got an extra ride on the Ferris wheel," like when it closes, that's a good move.
Although if you were working the Ferris wheel and you told the guy, "Hey, I'm about to die. Can you work overtime?" So
I would definitely be like, "You want to ride 2 times? What do you want me to do?
How much time you got?
I'll stay here. I'll call my girl and be like, hey, this couple is about to do this whole thing."
I think it's safe to say I would probably allow them to ride. Absolutely. Oh, you're about to. This is your last. Okay. Absolutely. Okay. Yeah.
OG's move,
and like she's about to die because like the whole scene, is Isla on the Ferris wheel with no time left at all. Just like giving the ring, the little ring that they put on the middle finger, which I'm saying is a metaphor.
Before that, they talk about each other. They say things they love about each other.
God.
It would have been awesome. It would have been awesome if they put like a digital clock like counting down. Like,
right. Because right here it's just kind of like Tsukasa's just like making fun of her almost. You're like, you're short, you're clumsy.
But those are realistic things that we as humans love about our significant others.
There's a saying about that. You're right. That's like
defects. It's a defects to make a personality.
Right. Like it's it's the things the things that are imperfect about something that you end up falling in love with.
Perfect imperfections.
Yeah. Which is which is what Plastic Memories is about.
Right.
At the end of the day. Because it's kind of just like, yes, you're a robot. You were meant to be this perfect person that could accomplish this goal by collecting other giftias, but you ended up being so much more than that because you were like a dork and you were so clumsy and you're short and you never... You always had like this deficiency when understanding human emotions, and it was... Like, it's this whole big thing. Like, I understand why it's important. Don't get me wrong. But, like, the metaphor with the ring is that, like, it's a metaphor for a promise ring. Where if you put the ring on the middle finger of the giftia that needs to have their memories erased, that
promises that one day you will be reunited with the one that you will...
And I feel like I've seen this anime before, but I can't remember the name of it. But it's like this whole reincarnation theme to it, which is like, okay, if we both died now, we need to make sure that we find each other in the next life.
It's kind of like how ReZero was.
That too. And even the conflict with like the main love interest and the secondary love interest, like you want him to end up with Ram, but he goes with the other bitch all the time. It's like, ah!
Yeah. No, I get that. And that's kind of like exactly where Plastic Memories ends. Like right after he puts the ring on her memories are erased and she's now like just a defunct robot. He just carries her down.
And there was this small conversation about him working on a formerly repoed android to be loaded with their past memories or like, like a memory backup. But he's like, nah, and it turns into like this, like, what's the Jim Carrey movie you like so much with the dreams?
Oh, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Internal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind, yes. And it turns into this whole, like, oh, can she remember me? Can she remember me? Can she remember me? She won't.
Mm-hmm.
But
she'll never will, because there'll never be a second season.
Shout out to Plastic Memories.
Yeah.
Shout out to Plastic Memories.
But I like the part because he was strong for her throughout the whole thing. He was strong for her, you know, being happy right until the end. You know, he started crying on the Ferris wheel.
I hope he bugs Michiru.
He's never going to.
In Aldo's canon, he bugs Michiru right after the scene.
Immediately after, my girlfriend's dead. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
But he was strong for her. He started crying on the Ferris wheel, but he was strong for her.
The dialogue from her is literally like, "This is the first time you've ever let me see you cry in front of me."
He was the first, but that made her happy. And they have their moment. They kiss on the Ferris wheel. He wipes her memory.
He's still an 18-year-old virgin.
And
just so we're clear, he's still an 18-year-old virgin.
He carries Ayla off the Ferris wheel, and when he sees Kazuki, she says, "You were
the best thing that ever happened to her."
He says you were strong, or you were good right up until the end.
Okay, my question is like, all the coworkers assume he's gonna hook up with the robot Ayla.
Yes.
Like, so they're making these giftias. They're making these robots with fully functioning genitalia. Is that
pleasurable genitalia?
You mean with an orifice?
That's my question. Like, are they like? Because it really sounds like they are. Like, they're like, it's a fully fledged human that you can still have sex with and have emotional relationships with. If you want.
It's there for pure
will they?
functional
Won't
assistance.
they?
That's what I'm saying. So they're building lolly robots with fully functioning genitalia. Is that what you're telling me?
And this is what I had the problem with the entire fucking anime. The world building or the world setting. I'm like, wait. Everybody's cool with this.
Yeah.
Everybody's cool.
Everyone's like, yeah, fuck the robot, bro.
Robosexuality is a thing in this point in time in this anime.
Right. And that's the it's not what we're supposed to be devolving into, but like that moment, that feeling is always there the whole time you're watching it.
Yeah, it never goes away. And I feel they would have written this a little bit better so I could get past the whole robosexuality thing.
And that was Plastic Memories. This is Jacob Banuelos' recommendation. He really loves this plotline.
Episode 78.
Episode 78. He really likes these types of stories. So everyone, please visit TCG Battleground. Because Jacob Banuelos has very strong feelings about, like, the sexual interaction of robots. As in Plastic Memories.
I love the beginning. I truly love the ending of this anime. I love... No other anime has truly made me feel the way that Plastic Memories
Honestly, I was glad they did it in a Ferris wheel.
Yeah,
that was kind of unexpected. I thought they were going to do it in front of fireworks. I thought they were going to do it, like, somewhere like that. But, like, in the Ferris wheel, I'm like, cool.
No other anime made me feel the way that Plastic Memories had made me feel at the end.
I can totally agree.
Did you watch it when it first came out?
Yes, I did. Actually, I'm sorry. I watched it about like 6 months after. One of my friends had recommended it to me.
How old were you at the time?
So I'm.
It came out in 2015.
Yeah, so about 6 months after. One of my friends had recommended it to me. So I watched about 6 years ago.
7 years
ago.
Yeah,
I was about 20. And I was
20?
Yeah, and I was really moved by it. No other anime at the time had made me feel the way it made me feel. And I loved it.
And you have seen you had already seen Haruhi and Bakemonogatari.
This is funny.
And Madoka Magica.
When Haruhi came out, I don't know. Have you? Did you watch Haruhi when he came out?
Yes.
I was one of those people that was like in love with Haruhi.
Absolutely.
I was a Haruhi enthusiast. I was one of those people that like loved the dance and like did all the dances and everything. I loved Haruhi. I loved Spice and Wolf. I loved all those anime that like came out during that time. But I love Plastic Memories. No other anime has ever. To me, it's one of the ending of. The ending of Plastic Memories is one of the saddest anime endings.
Really?
Ever. Yeah, I love it.
That's
I really
the saddest. Not like the whole episode about
No.
about Kyo having to go get the space heater
No.
on Christmas Day to
I
go
feel
like
like-
make sure.
Okay,
Haruhi was
hold on,
happy.
real quick. I love Haruhi's movie. I love the Haruhi movie so much. It's one of the greatest anime movies of all time. I'd say it's like a 10 out of 10. The Haruhi anime is a 9 out of 10. This anime is a 9 out of 10.
So there's like 5 dead episodes. And
Yeah,
you're,
I
and
really
you're
feel
like, that
that.
shit's tight.
I really feel that. But even then, the first episode and then the last few episodes are a solid 10 out of 10.
But I like it, but it's not something that I would revisit or even just suggest to anybody. Honestly, Jacob, I'm sorry, but
I feel you.
it's a good thing to watch.
It's not for everybody.
But that's all for me on Plastic Memories. Great title, great soundtracks, great endings, great intros.
Something we didn't even talk about,
yeah.
like with the intro, was that like the intro changes every time.
The ending of the intro changes like Isla's expression for
But the music is the same.
Yes, the intro, the throughout, and the music changes, but the expression for the character, for the main character, Isla's expression for him, it changes every time. So yeah,
like it'll be from like
subtle.
mildly
It's
disgusted to like I'm in love with you.
I'm in love with you. Yeah. It changes every single time. So, but yeah, it's it's one of my favorite anime. But I'm very particular about my anime in general.
So
I mean,
so
I
like
don't know.
even when it comes to like rom-com anime, it's not like Bakemonogatari. It's not.
Drew, we'll go off camera about this. I have my own.
Hold on.
We're
Hold
off
on.
camera
If
right
you
now.
have more opinions, we can talk about those during the Nerd Down.
Yeah.
This has been episode what? 76? 77?
I have my own things to say about Bakemonogatari.
78.
70. This has been episode 78 of Between Nerds Podcast. Please, in original tweet, Instagram post, or YouTube comment, please use hashtag Down for Nerds. That's DOWNFORNERDS.
And we'll be able to donate to the Down Syndrome Coalition of El Paso, dedicated to providing resources and support to that community and their families.
Right. So, YouTube,
And please give it,
Twitter, or Instagram. Please use hashtag Down for Nerds. You can be entered into our January giveaway for free. We'll get you some free tailor coalesced anime stuff to get you something that you like. And for every like and retweet, we will be donating to the Down Syndrome Coalition for El Paso.
This will be the Nerd Down now?
Nerd Down?
Nerd Down.
Nerd Down.
Nerd down.
Hey nerds, welcome to the Nerd Down when the nerds get down. Again, a reminder to please give us some love on YouTube. We have our audio videos there. Unfortunately, we hadn't gotten smart enough to like shoot a video of this fucking thing and fucking edit it with the sound. But please comment, like, and also use the hashtag Down for Nerds on YouTube or any social media platform, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, to get entered to our giveaway, which will help us give to the Down Syndrome Coalition to El Paso. You know, they dedicate to provide resources and support to families of people that have Down syndrome. And with that said, we're here in the Nerd Down with not only Jacob Banuelos, but Jacob Mendeville here, who joined us in the episode of Fire Force. Season
Yeah, that's
1.
right. 2 Jacobs. I'm Jacob number 1, Jacob M. This is the other Jacob. I called it. I'm Jacob 1.
It's a Jacob effect, but not in full effect, because we have another Jacob.
I was just
available.
chilling in the back, hanging out, watching the show live. So I was just chilling in the corner. You know
Just
how that
judging
goes,
us.
guys.
Just like, they're talking about anime fan service way too much.
If you hear, we'll call him Jacob. I'll call me Jake. And if you hear us call him, I'll probably call him Tocayo. That's just what we call each other.
So, like,
As far as today.
something I did want to talk about in the Nerd Down is where episode 3 of the Book of Boba Fett is going.
I didn't watch it.
You didn't watch
I didn't
it?
watch
Oh,
it.
don't say that.
I was getting to it, but That never did.
I think it's tight. The thing.
Go ahead. I'm gonna watch it.
The thing I'm worried about with the Book of Boba Fett is that it's being too like
Fleshy?
lackadaisical with like the stakes here, because it's like Jabba the Hutt clearly owned like an entire city in this entire
like
planet.
a mobster.
Right, like a mobster. But like they're treating it too much like it doesn't matter, but then it doesn't, but then it does kind of matter, because it's like they make a point that every other scene to be like, yo, this land is worthless, these people aren't playing any money, but then every other scene besides that, it's just kind of like it does matter, and all these people are playing in a bunch of money, and everyone's like kind of corrupt, and it's the Sopranos, but it's not the Sopranos.
Is this a brand new show? Or is it started like already season 2, season 3?
Well,
what is this?
there's
It's a brand new show.
Okay, I'm deep in Sopranos, so I got you on that part right now.
But that's how it
Start
feels.
watching it.
It feels like early Sopranos a little bit.
Yes, but then again, it's a Boba story, and it does have a lot of like canon material that it gets from the comic books, you know. And I haven't seen episode 3, but I feel like I wouldn't be like if they were to do something like Plastic Memories did or Ninja Scroll did, is that to start plot points and never flush them out, then please don't. I don't want that. Please keep going into the mob thing. Please keep going in how much a badass Boba Fett is.
And is this like prequels or in the middle of the whole saga?
It's flushing out a character.
It's after episode 2
Okay.
of the main storyline.
Alright,
so like it's after he gets eaten by the Sarlacc. Is that what it's called? The Sarlacc pit?
Yeah.
It's after that. So then it's everything that happens after Boba Fett gets eaten in the Sarlacc pit.
And Boba Fett is this like appraised, put in the pedestal kind of
Right.
character.
Yeah, I got you. I remember who he is. But I don't go deep into it. Yeah.
He's not a nerd, guys.
Not a nerd. I'm a nerd, but not a nerd.
But this is why like I hope that like they're about to do.
Guys, we got a not nerd here. Oh,
Not
guys.
enough of the nerd.
Oh, guys. Everybody pick on the not nerd.
It just feels right now that like the plot doesn't matter, because it really wants you to feel like if you know episode 5, if you know the sequels, then you should have a solid sense of what's going to happen.
I'm sure it's just gonna stay as a standalone story, though. I'm sure they're not.
But I hope it doesn't, because like some of the best Star Wars stories, especially in the side stories, are those that matter when it comes to the main plot. You know, like Ahsoka Tano being a mainstay side thorn in the side for Darth Vader is very important.
Yeah, but then again, how was she prevalent to like the actual saga that we didn't really care about her story? Now we do, because we want to see those characters flushed out.
With the Clone Wars, she matters. The Clone Wars, she matters.
Well, yes, but like what I'm saying, like in the main story of what Star Wars quote unquote is, that we can't step away from the Skywalkers or from Anakin or from shit like that.
Besides like that super story, just talking about Star Wars. Yes, you said I'm not a nerd or whatever, but I really like Dune more than I did Star Wars.
Honestly, I really think that Dune 2021 was my best film of 2021.
I liked it. I really liked it.
Nah, like that. I literally told you like the weekend it was out.
I know,
like, on
I know
HBO
you
Max.
told me, but
it's whack to me that you didn't make the time for it, because like
Bro,
Dune
I have a
2021,
baby dog.
it's literally film of the year. Like Dune,
Yeah, dude, the character, everything, like dialogue, visuals was great.
You know how hard it is for me to sit down for 3 hours?
Yeah, no, sure.
It's like 2.5 hours.
A great
but
movie, though.
It's literally the film of the year. Like come next Oscar, next Academy Awards. They're like they try to give anything like film of the year that's not Dune.
I guess the younger character. I guess he's the main character. The younger guy that has the Force and all that stuff at the end.
The Whisper.
Yeah, he's the younger guy. He played a role not so long ago in Netflix called The King. who plays King Arthur. Dude,
He
is a great actor.
Yeah.
Like, that guy's awesome.
Well, that's why everyone was so pressed about him being parallel to Zendaya. Because, like, Zendaya, especially in the Euphoria series...
2 minutes in the movie?
No. But even in the Euphoria series, she's such, like... Zendaya is such a big mainstay
now.
in, like Hollywood culture right now. Yeah.
What's the parallel between them two?
He is a noble that becomes like the king / the Messiah / Jesus Christ of like the poor people working class.
Okay.
She is coming up from the working class.
The Aladdin.
Yeah, she's the Aladdin to his Jasmine that is like, I am coming from this hyper hurting people stage and we are suffering from like the 1% and like the big oppressive billionaire class that is trying to put us down to take our raw resources. So it's just a big parallel between the two. Because like what Aldo is making fun of in the movie is that she's in like the last 10 minutes and that's it. And that's strictly because like that parallel isn't put into effect. Because book 1, my understanding at least,
Talk about Dune.
of Dune
I
Dune
heard
series.
I barely found out that it's a whole deal of...
Book 1 should in itself be like 3 movies.
So, do you think Dune... I know it's kind of said, but for sure, do you think Star Wars was taken from Dune?
Absolutely. 1,000%.
That
But
is
does it have
said by the
anything-
creator.
But he's like, this is my whole universe of it, like a different universe, or same universe,
He
different
just
story.
added samurais to it.
Yeah. Because
Okay.
my thing is, Dune came out like 4 or 5 years before Star Wars, so there's no way George Lucas didn't know the plot.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Especially writing
So it's
sci-fi.
his spin-off of it.
I
pretty
think
much,
so.
right?
I think
Okay.
so. I really think so.
Spin-off is a pretty strong word.
Right, but I mean, like, same...
It's a strong copy.
I would say influence. A little bit of influence.
A little, a lot.
I love everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like a lot of the first act, especially in Dune and Star Wars, feels like the same movie.
I didn't watch
Which,
the
like, by
first
the time
one.
Act 2 of Dune starts, Act 2 of Star Wars starts, they're not the same. Act 1, they very much feel like the same story. Because it's a lot of... It's just, like, riding through the desert, trying to, like, contract raw materials, somebody with a magic, mysterious, unrecalled force.
So the maybe the desert aspect of Star Wars.
No, all the aspects.
Okay.
Like, I'm trying to say all of it, but, like, trying to give specific examples. but, like,
Right.
Well, the Force is there, right? And
But it's not called the Force.
what is it
Desert
called?
people are being oppressed.
It's called like
Yeah.
it's called like desert people
They call it-
tripping on drugs
and
in
then
the-
it's-
in
and
the
then
It's like
Force.
the sand
Yeah.
trip
They're called
on the
sand people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is how like both Star Wars and Dune feel. And
I'm gonna follow the Dune. If they make more, which it obviously it puts up to that point at the end of the movie, it's gonna make more movies. I'm definitely gonna follow Dune.
Dune, this is Star Wars.
I think they
Yeah.
are.
That's so good, dude.
I think they are because like it made so much money that opening weekend, even being on HBO, that like they're pretty convinced that they're gonna make a Dune Part 2.
Hey man, shout out to HBO. They have a really good fucking interface.
They have
now.
everything right now, bro. Like, they even have like DC original shows.
Are
Are
they
showing
gonna have
up.
Jackass 4 on there? I hope so.
I don't know, but
We gotta watch it. We all gotta watch it.
We all agreed to get Liddy and watch Jackass Forever,
You guys saw the trailer for it?
Yeah,
I
Some of
saw
it.
it,
I didn't watch
yeah.
all of it.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to savor it.
Yeah.
It looks like a typical Jackass trailer.
but like something I was telling Aldo like last weekend is when I was in when I was not I was staying in Hollywood like a year ago. We saw Steve-O like do a stand-up routine in Hollywood like that Saturday or Sunday, and like he was half of his jokes were about how he's sober now.
Okay.
And that's what makes me think like it's gonna be less Jackass because what all of the best stints from last time were like Steve-O's being dumb fucked up, and Steve-O is now like
But But a lot of people that cast took it seriously, and not only that, they are getting new fucking new people, new meat. They're getting fresh meat into the Jackass crew.
I did see that.
Of what it's gonna carry the legacy of Jackass.
Not only that, younger people too. Like my nephew wasn't old enough to watch it. Now he's in high school. He's gonna watch it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then, but there's this one guy, this heavy set guy, and I'm sorry to put it in those terms, but he is hilarious, and he's gonna be a new member of the Jackass crew.
Oh, he's on previous YouTube.
Yeah,
stuff.
he tapes fucking firecrackers to his bare, naked, chunky body, and it's amazing, dude. And it's fucking hilarious.
So one of the preview part is like them. I don't know who it is, but riding the bike into the painting. Mm-hmm. It looks like. Yeah, you know what I'm
talking about? Like a Looney Tunes?
Yeah, it's a Looney Tunes. Dude, it came out the other day, the football game. My mom watched that. She couldn't stop laughing. And my mom never watched a Jackass movie. So I kind of want to show her one of the Jackass movies. I just don't know which one.
Car toy up the ass. That's
Jackass 3, probably.
Yeah, I don't know.
Bad Grandpa.
I think she's seen Bad Grandpa, but it's not as vulgar as Jackass. So
yeah,
I don't know. I got to find out which one.
I don't know. I'm excited to watch Jackass Forever. But yeah, Jackass Forever is going to be pretty cool. I'm also looking forward to the new Batman. The new Batman trailer came out, the newest one with Zoe Kravitz on it.
With Robert Pattinson, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I think it'll be tight. I'm not sure it'll be as good as like the mainstay Batman films that we're accustomed to, like
the Christopher Nolan, though.
Yeah, like the Christopher Nolan Batman.
Those were a thing.
You're talking about with
no, but those were a thing. I feel we can do better.
Patrick Bateman, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Patrick Bateman. Batman is
Christian Bale.
Yes.
Bale.
I called him Patrick Bateman. I'm so sorry I knocked stuff over. I love. I called him Patrick Bateman. Yeah, Christian Bale, Patrick Bateman.
Same thing.
American Psycho. If you haven't seen American Psycho, go check it out. But Christian Bale. I love Christian Bale, Patrick Bateman.
Well, this upcoming week, something I'm really excited about is that we're going to be watching Devilman Crybaby.
Oh, yep.
That's what I said. That was my exact expression.
Did we talk about that on here, or did we talk about it off?
You can talk it right here.
American Psycho.
Devilman Crybaby.
Devilman Crybaby. I said it was a 9 out of 10, but I'm very harsh on my criticism, on my rating. A 9 out of 10. Devilman Crybaby. I love Devilman Crybaby.
It's the best. It's the best.
It's very good. It's on Netflix, right?
Yeah,
it's on Netflix.
It's a Netflix original.
Oh, but that's loosely. Netflix original just means that Netflix claimed the rights to it.
Right.
But still, they produced it.
You're right.
You know, they put enough money on it.
Right.
And honestly, we're getting
the highest bidder.
We're getting close to February, and February is just gonna be just some whiny, virgin, lovey-dovey shit all month, and hopefully I will cry because I want to feel something because I haven't felt anything this past year.
Because what we did last February for Between Nerds podcast is we did like a whole like rom-com, like romantic like month, right? So we end up crying the whole fucking month. This month I tried to pick anime that were less like melancholy in their love, but a lot more like sad with it.
Did
like
someone say melancholy?
I tried to pick Carolyn Tuesday.
The melancholy of Haruhi?
We've already talked about the melancholy today.
Okay.
So I tried to do things that were like
Horimiya, Bunny Girl
I love
Senpai,
Horimiya.
Kobayashi season 2.
We talked about Kobayashi
Kobayashi,
season 1. We're trying to talk about Kobayashi season 2.
I love Kobayashi.
Like Violet Evergarden, like
I
really
love Violet Evergarden.
But see, that's sad. That's not really like upbeat
I love
romantic.
sad boy stuff.
That's what I mean. Like
we're gonna cry.
We're trying our best to see how hard we can cry in the month of February.
Are you guys gonna put a jar at the bottom of your eyes to measure, see who cried
Yeah,
more?
we're gonna donate those.
I'd rather have a jar at the bottom of my eye than a jar at the bottom of my
I save
penis.
all my animes here.
Anyway,
It's gonna be a great month.
okay.
And that's what I'm excited about. And this is why I'm really excited that like the last month of the last week of January, I consider doing something like Attack on Titan or something like that, so we can invite our girlfriends back.
But
and,
January,
talk about season 3.
Attack on Titan's running all the way to like March,
right?
April.
Well, it's gonna be like May.
Yeah. It's got 12 episodes, I think.
Right. So it's going to be like the end of March, like early April kind of thing.
Demon Slayer 2. I think Demon Slayer's got a long season 2.
Well, with Demon Slayer, like, we've watched the movie. We haven't talked about anything that's happened afterwards. Even though I've read the entirety of the manga. Like, Aldo doesn't know how to read, so he so he can't be bothered to read a manga. You know what I mean?
I have a kid, asshole.
To be fair,
I can't.
To be fair,
reading.
we are in a pretty good society. I didn't want to say privileged, but to the point where some of the anime that's being produced is better than the manga that's coming out. Before,
I don't think Demon Slayer is one of those.
I didn't say that, but before the manga used to be better, much better than the manga that was coming out.
Right.
But recently, the anime is better than the manga. For example, Attack on Titan. I love the manga. The anime is 100 times better than the anime is 100 times better than the manga. And that's just an example. I have not read the Demon Slayer manga, but I love the Demon Slayer anime. And Demon Slayer is one of those few anime where the CGI, because I know people out there hate CGI, despise it, but Demon Slayer CGI is phenomenal.
Nah,
truly
whack,
phenomenal.
Whack. There's
Stop.
no reason
Stop it.
that like the beginning of the final season, once Mappa took it over, all of a sudden.
No, I said Demon Slayer. I said Demon Slayer.
Oh, you said Demon Slayer.
Demon
I was thinking
Slayer,
Attack on
yeah,
Titan. I was
no,
thinking Attack on
Demon
Titan.
Slayer. I was like, what are you saying?
Because like Attack on Titan, once like Mappa takes it over and they decide that like the Armor Titan and every other Titan has to be in CGI, that shit's whack. That shit's fucking terrible.
Okay, look, I know there are a lot of Attack on Titan CGI haters out there.
It's not good. You can't tell me it's good.
I love it. I think it looks great. Is it as good as Attack on Titan seasons 1 through 3?
No.
No, it's not.
Absolutely
no,
not.
it's not. But is it bad? No, it's not.
A little bit.
No, it's not.
The Armor
No,
Titan
it's
looks
not.
clunky. The
No,
Armor
it's
Titan
not.
looks clunky.
Stop.
You
No, it's
can't
not.
tell me he doesn't look clunky.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Is it fluid?
No.
Stop. No, it's not.
No.
It is fluid.
No.
It's fluid. It looks.
Nah,
it
he
looks
looks
clean.
chunky. It looks really like
Does
choppy.
it? Okay, let me ask you a question. Does it look amazing? No, it doesn't. Okay, we all agree on that. All right, but it doesn't look bad. All right, and given the time frame, given the the time restraints they were given, it's okay. It looks fine. It looks good. I even say it looks good.
You're tripping.
No, I'm not.
And
No, I'm
a
not.
really good comparison that I think you're bringing up to this now is the CGI to fluidity comparison.
You cannot compare it to Demon Slayer. Do not compare it to Demon
I was
Slayer.
going to compare it to Devilman Crybaby because that is what we're talking about.
You comparing good CGI to god tier CGI.
Devilman Crybaby is god tier CGI. Am I right? Am I right? Am I
Don't
right?
compare good CGI to. That's not fair.
But am I right?
That's not
am I right?
fair.
Am I right?
That is not fair.
But I think what he's saying is that the CGI in Attack on Titan right now is closer to CGI in Godzilla Singular Point than it is to Devil May Cry Baby.
Exactly. And the thing about Devilman Crybaby is that it's almost like if you had given it anything less than a 9 out of 10, that'd be blasphemous. Because Devilman Crybaby is such a superior point of not only animation but of production when it comes to something that came out within the last 4 or 5 years.
Attack on Titan season 4. What do you give it? A scale of 1 to 10.
CGI
No, just in general.
It's
it's really
8,
good.
7, 8 out of 10.
That's ridiculous.
7, 8 out of 10.
That's
No.
ridiculous.
The animation
That's
quality
ridiculous.
is not there, bro.
That's ridiculous.
Especially in the most recent part of the final season. It's episode 2 where it's the Armor Titan and the
Aaron,
four-legged Titan that
Cart Titan, yeah.
Yeah, and that try to do a whole fight together. They do a fuck ton of CGI and it looks bad. It looks really, really.
No,
it's
it
bad.
doesn't.
Yes, it does. Yes,
No,
it
it
does.
doesn't. No, it doesn't. You're comparing it to I can't even remember. To not Mappa, but
Mappa.
No, that's Mappa. Mappa is season 4.
Yeah.
Wit. You're comparing it to Wit Studios, who had so much time to animate their seasons
Yes.
1, 2, and 3. Mappa had 9 months to animate season 4.
But time restrictions does not condone to how shitty your CGI is.
You're acting like their animation is absolutely shitty.
I didn't say that.
They
I
had
didn't say
one.
that.
Okay, 1, they had 9 months. 2, you're acting like it was absolutely shitty. 3, they're taking on like 5 or 6 projects.
But that's
at
on
the
them.
same
That's on
time.
them.
That's
Studio
on them.
Mappa is a really recent studio. Like, they don't have the time or the notoriety that, like, all these other studios have. Like, when we talk, like, Studio Kyoto, who got fucking bombed and all
Okay,
this
but
other
Kyoto
shit.
doesn't take on that many projects at one
But
time.
I would
Right,
rather-
right. But that's Mappa's fault. Like,
No.
Mappa decided to be like, yo, we're going to do Jujutsu Kaisen, we're going to do the final season of Attack on Titan, and we're going to do, like, all these other
I would
anime all
rather
at the same
wait
time.
longer for a mid production than like to have the Mappa production.
But
Mappa was also doing what's the one that came out last season about like artists and music and like
are you talking about Skate to Infinity?
yes,
Yeah, Skate to Infinity.
like that's also Mappa. Like it's Mappa's fault for going all in at so many projects at one time.
Just overworking motherfuckers.
You know that. You know that. Like we know how hard like anime producers are like worked.
Have you ever seen the triangle diagram that says like
The food pyramid,
yeah, the pyramid that has like time, quality, and you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
All those are what I'm talking about. Where it's like time, quality, and wealth. There you go.
Right.
And yeah, there you go. And
got you,
cost.
I got
Cost.
you, yeah.
Time, quality, and cost. You can only choose 2. And you're only going to get 2.
And you think like Studio Mappa deserves like all the credit because like
they
they
decided
only
to take a
right.
I'm not saying
More
you
than
only
they can
get.
chew.
I'm not saying you only get the. You can't. Like they get the credit. I'm saying you can't blame them when you only get. I'm saying look at what you got.
But then, to my point, I would have rather wait for the original studio to take their time to animate this anime.
Wit said no. We're not gonna do it. You're giving us this time restraint. We're not gonna do it.
And that's what I'm saying. I would have rather wait for that than have a Mappa shitty CGI.
It's not shitty.
It's not shitty.
It's not shitty.
It's not good.
But it's not good.
It's
not
not
good.
It's good. It's not amazing.
Nah,
you guys are comparing it. You guys are comparing it to Wit, which is godly. Wits was godly.
But if anything, they missed out on the idea to only use CGI on the fast motion.
I mean, we have these
instead of
unrealistic expectations of what Wit was.
And we
Wits
know
was
about
godly.
expectations. People are still shitting on the creator or fucking Hunter x Hunter to finish Hunter x Hunter. Poor man is dying. We know about expectations, but the poor CGI used to give me plot points, it's not worth it.
Jacob doesn't agree.
I 100% disagree. I love Attack on Titan.
I do too. But don't get me wrong.
I do
Like
too.
every time, like the Armor Titans in CGI, I'm just like, that's bad. Like literally I watch every episode. Don't get me wrong. I've seen all of it. But like every time, like I see the Armor Titan CGI, I'm just like, that's not good. Like I am very quick to like assert that.
Because you're comparing it to seasons 1 through 3. You're comparing it to Wit Studios.
What's wrong with that? That's not
Because
bad.
Wit Studios went above and beyond. Wit Studios did a superb
Bro, Wit
job.
Studios made something like Konosuba look good. Like,
Who here doesn't love Konosuba?
I wish I knew what you guys were
that's what I mean.
talking
Wit
about.
Studios is
Whatever.
tight. Wit Studios
Yeah.
is tight. Like, that's what I'm saying.
But I feel like we fall in the same like concept of argument
Like,
as far as like making a live action of a show like Cowboy Bebop. Like it's obviously gonna be shittier because you're taking those shortcuts.
Like if you wrote down the synopsis for Konosuba, like if all of us read the synopsis for Konosuba, you'd be like, "What's special about this?"
Nothing.
But then you watch Konosuba, and you were like, "Yo, this is fucking amazing." You watch the animation, You saw the panty shots. You saw the fucking. You saw Aqua.
Why is it always about the panty shots with you?
Listen to me.
Why
You
is it
brought me
always
here.
about you?
You brought me here. You asked me about it. All right. It's vital to the plot. All right. But like that's I mean that's what it's about. All right. Wit does that. Wit Wit goes above and beyond. And then you ask Mappa Studios to do the same thing with a much smaller timeline. It's not possible. It's just not possible. And then the Mappa's doing much less with much smaller, much more projects with a much smaller timeline. It's just not possible.
And well, like we don't hate it for it. It's like we like it, but to call it good, to give the bare minimum is not good enough. If our nerdettes over here, if your boyfriend is only taking out the trash, that is not a good thing to brag about. You know, like
New episode came out yesterday. Did you guys watch the new episode yesterday or today?
Of what?
Attack on Titan.
I haven't watched.
No, I haven't yet.
You haven't watched episode 2?
No, not episode 2. No.
Oh.
What, is that my fault? Like,
No,
all of a
it's
sudden the tone changed? All of a sudden, Mappa decided they know how to, like, animate in priority?
No, episodes come out on Sundays. That's all
I know.
So you better watch them through all of them.
I have a lot of
all
things
of
to
them.
watch. I watch, like, whatever rom-com bullshit I'm watching this season. I watch One Piece. I watch...
But you make sure to watch the new episode, like, always, right?
Right.
Yeah. And, like, despite the animation.
But I mean, speaking of Attack on Titan, we all agree that it's a great anime. CGI, me and Drew have the same agreement. Jacob Banuelos doesn't agree that it's not the best.
Banuelos.
Banuelos, right? It has an Enya in it.
Yeah, it has an Enya in it. Some people
Yes,
call it
Banuelos.
Buñuelos, you know, like the little sugar cookie that you
Banuelos?
eat. I tell people it's not
No,
like
Banuelos.
that. Some people, it's Banuelos. Some
Yeah.
people say Buñuelos, but some
Yeah,
people,
Buñuelos are good. I like Buñuelos.
Yeah, people-
but also, I like
people
you
say
better,
that.
bro.
But the thing about Between Us Podcast is that we will always bring back guests. So if you have something special to say to Jacob Banuelos or Aldo
Or
Mendez,
to us.
or to me, yeah.
Or whatever that certain anime that you like made you feel. Just send it out to us at betweennerspodcast@gmail.com and we will read it. Or even if it's off as a comment or retweet on Twitter and Instagram or Facebook or
If you're a
YouTube.
potential guest that feels like you have a certain dynamic that you can introduce to the podcast, please hit us up.
Robbie hit us up for the third season of Yu Yu Hakusho. I mean,
Exactly.
yeah.
Roby.
Roby, I'm
Mr.
sorry.
Roby Quintela
Roby.
hit us up that he wants to talk about season 3 of Yu Yu Hakusho. We're down. We're down, bro.
How many seasons of that were there?
I think it's just 3.
I remember the last season, and I remember the
I
tournament
remember
arc.
the second and nothing else.
No, I remember the last season, and I remember the catastrophe that it was, like how it ended.
I don't. I just
hated-
remember the tournament. The
I remember
tournament
how it
of
ended.
power.
I hated the ending.
But even if you have a suggestion that you want to talk about with Jacob Banuelos, or you have something that
To
you
say
want
to
us
us.
to, that
We
you
can
want
read it.
us to talk about with Jacob Banuelos, we'll bring him back. Don't worry about it.
And we'll read it here. Whatever you send us, we'll read it here on your next episode of Between Nerds.
Yeah, absolutely. And just reiterating the notes at the end of the episode, just please use hashtag Down for Nerds, DOWNFORNERDS, in original tweet or Instagram post or YouTube comment, and you'll be entered into our January giveaway, and we will get you something cool, tailor-made from TCG Battleground. And if you want to help us donate to the Down Coalition for El Paso, just please use hashtag Down for Nerds. It's that simple. And I don't have anything else. I don't know if Jacob has anything else.
No, I don't have anything else.
I don't know if Aldo Mendez has anything else.
I just wanted to say thank you guys for having me on twice now. I mean, thank you guys so much.
If you have any other non-smutty anime that we can watch,
I'll let you guys know.
yeah, we're welcome to watch it.
I feel like I've been sabotaged. You know, I've been put on twice now for smutty anime.
You chose these.
No,
so we're clear.
I did choose it, but I do love these two anime very much.
And I love that you love them, and that's why we were able to talk about them right now. And honestly, when I started watching Plastic Memories, I went in having fun. I had fun. I wish it made me feel things that I wasn't expecting, but I also was expecting from it, and it was good. At the end of the day, I feel like I didn't lose a week watching anime.
And this has been Between
Nerds.